play ball down there. Joey Aguilar, and of course you have a guy that really it's a Heisman name, Marty. Gunnar Stockton. I mean, that guy just should win the Heisman on his name alone. The great quarterback matchup, and Kirby Smart has already gone on record in his press conferences saying that this is by far the most deafening stadium to play in. And he says, my guys have got to be ready. This is going to be probably the toughest spot that they have all season long. And I don't disagree with them. I think Tennessee, I'd be shocked if Tennessee does not trade punches to the very end in this game.
All right, I go to my backyard, Iowa State. Matt Campbell, you know, win over in Dublin, Kansas State. That's lost a lot of its luster because Chris Kleinman's Wildcats, I mean, they get picked off by Army. Army had lost to Tarleton State the week before. I mean, that's big-time embarrassment for them. You know, this could be a runaway and hide in the Big 12 for the Cyclones and Matt Campbell. 3-0. Look, they got Arkansas State now. You don't want to just go, okay, they just have Arkansas State. It's not the Razorbacks, it's the Foxes, whatever the hell their name is. But then you've got Arizona in your building, and then you go to Cincinnati, and then you go to Boulder on October 11th, and then BYU, Arizona State, TCU, Kansas, Oklahoma State. Brock, if they get through a little bit of a mini gauntlet, this is a team that may be a top 5. I'm telling you. They may be flirting and staring down the barrel of an undefeated season. Now, am I getting cuckoo here? Or I know I didn't give you a lot of time to prepare for this, but I'm starting to think the Cyclones could be if nothing else, really on the inside of the 12 in terms of the playoff, as opposed to somewhere in the 20s. Let me hear.
Yeah, I don't think that people really had the Cyclones pegged for I think as much as they can accomplish this season. And yeah, this should be a reasonably easy spot. I know it's on the road, but like you say, you just can't say Arkansas State because you cannot. Oh God, this is a cliche. But you got to take every opponent seriously and can't lay down. I mean, both Iowa teams have teams that they should beat. Watch out for those Minutemen coming out your way too.
Right.
I don't mean to kick teams while they're down, Marty. And I mean, I broadcast for the school, not on the football basis. But when you lose to Bryant, that was a real kick in the teeth. But you didn't ask me about that. Iowa State, yeah, I think that this team is really set up. I don't know about undefeated, Marty, but it's a team that could make its way into the college football playoffs. And then when that happens, they could win a couple of rounds and make it interesting.
All right, I'll make one closing comment. They need help from Kansas State tomorrow. Kansas State goes to Tucson. Kansas State has to show some moxie. They have to show some intestinal fortitude. They're a road favorite. I'm just telling you, K-State's going to pick on the Battle of the Cats, the Wildcats from Arizona, Kansas State. K-State wins that game. Iowa State's going to be in a really good position quarter of the way, or almost, quarter of the way through the season. All right, let's get to the NFL. I want to start with the media matter real quick, Brock, and that's the NFL Sunday Red Zone. We're seeing a lot of activity on social media. I hate split screens. I hate when they do it with golf. I hate when they do it with sports. They do it now they did it during the U.S. Open in tennis. You can't watch two matches at the same time. I wish they would just give it up and just televise the damn game. But now we got Red Zone polluted with commercials. Let me hear.
Yeah, four short commercials, Marty. They've always gone to multi-screens in Red Zone. It drives me crazy. They want to show every score, and they can show every score, but I have no problem if I get something on a 45 or 30-second delayed basis. But Scott Hansen and his crew are insisting that they want to show everything live, and sometimes those split screens drive me crazy, but they do such a great job. It's a great product. As I said in a commentary earlier, I have no problem with 4 15-second commercials, but the problem is people are screaming because they know what's going to come. They've been around the block enough to know that once they see the small greed take over, the big greed is not far behind. So it is what it is. And one thing, if we don't have time to talk about it on this night, Marty, we'll talk about it soon, was the big announcement about the Warner Brothers Discovery selling their whole stock to Paramount. That is huge for CBS, and if we don't have time tonight, we'll certainly, I hope, talk about it in the future, because CBS all of a sudden has become a national player overnight if this Warner Brothers Discovery acquisition goes through that was announced in the last 24 to 48 hours.
All right, it's Philadelphia. We will do that next week. Philadelphia, Kansas, or maybe do it sports at 60 times 2, and then we can follow up on it. Good stuff. Real quick, what do you think of Philly? Is Philly, Kansas City kind of ho-hum? I mean, we got a Super Bowl rematch. Do you get excited about this game, or do you kind of flip around on the weekend, Sunday in particular? Go ahead.
Yeah, this won't be my Georgia-Tennessee type of game for Sunday. Normally, I think it might be, but I think the game certainly means something more to Kansas City based on how they've started the season so far than Philadelphia. I don't think you want to be 0-2 out of the chute. My initial lean is to Kansas City, but I don't have a really strong opinion on it. But in overall in the game, Marty, like you said, I think there's games that are equally as intriguing out there, considering the history between Kansas City and Philly.
Midwest, it'll be a must-watch, but I'm more interested, believe it or not, in the Lions and Bears. I want to see the Bears go into Detroit. Ben Johnson understands the culture in Detroit. He understands the inner machinations of the Lions. They hope. I mean, they've gone through 6 or 7 coaches. It's been a revolving door at Hallis Hall. And let's see what Ben Johnson's got up his sleeve. Brock, as always, great job out of you, my friend. You have an enjoyable – are you playing golf on a Saturday morning? Let me ask you.
Yeah, tomorrow morning, 7:30. Marty, I appreciate you as always having me on, and it's a lot of fun as always.
Thank you, buddy. Brock Hines, right here on Sports Overnight America. Yeah, the red zone. Hey, listen, YouTube took it away from DirecTV. They outbid them. YouTube is just swimming in a sea of money. But the split TV, I mean, it's kind of like two screens are worse than just one because you can't pay attention to both. And it's hard to pay attention to one because you're so distracted. And then these drop-down ads, and then they cut away to a commercial. How dumb can these advertisers be to accept that? Do they even really take a look at it? Do they really take a look at how it just doesn't deliver the goods? You drop down a commercial in amongst some action, and we're going to really see it coming up end of the month at the Ryder Cup at Bethpage on Long Island. You're going to see it. Split screens, ads dropped in on NBC, and away we go. All right, we're coming back, and we got a lot to get to. We'll delve more into football and some other good stuff here on Sports Weekend, Sports Overnight.
Every champion has a team behind them, and for thousands of families without insurance, Christ Clinic is that team. At Christ Clinic in Katy, Texas, they provide high-quality, faith-based health care to people who can't afford it, because everyone deserves a shot at health, no matter their income or insurance status. Their doctors, volunteers, their mission, rooted in compassion, their impact, over 10,000 patient visits every year and growing. But they can't do it without help from fans like you. If you ever cheered for a comeback story, this is your chance to be a part of one. Donate today at ChristClinicKaty.org and help them keep the doors open for those who need it most. One gift can be the difference between surviving and thriving. Christ Clinic in Katy, where health meets hope and faith goes to work. That's Christ Clinic Katy, spelled KATY.org. Team up with them today.
My fellow Americans, let the message ring out that from this day forward, when you buy American, you buy the best. Handcrafted, something premium, something pure. For this is the very essence of what our servicemen and women gave their lives to protect, and by God, we shall not allow their sacrifice to be forgotten. It's time to show the world just how great American can be. And we will not wait for tomorrow to come. We will stand here, this moment, together, and we will start today. Don't ever forget how great it is to be American. America we need right now. American. Premium vodka. Celebrate responsibly.
Hello, Americans. It's Uncle Sam here. If you owe $10,000 or more in back taxes to the IRS or state, don't worry. I've got important news that may help you negotiate a lower tax bill. In today's economy, the IRS has released a variety of new rules and is offering more flexible terms to help Americans looking to settle their IRS debt. If you apply today, we may be able to lift your wage garnishments and release a freeze on your bank assets or business. Our team of 6 professionals can resolve your case and stop collection actions against you. Even if you've been audited or haven't filed a return in years, they can help. Call right now and find out if you qualify to settle your IRS debt for far less than what you owe. Pick up your phone right now and call us for a free $500 IRS tax review. Don't wait. Here's the number.
Call right now. 800-943-9215. 800-943-9215.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure.
And good evening and welcome to the Youngstown Patricians High School football game of the week here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Mark Means, Dave Clark, Michael Rickard back with you for this week. And tonight we find ourselves, Dave, in McDonald as the Blue Devils host the Western Reserve Blue Devils, and McDonald celebrates their 100th year of high school football.
Yeah, I'll tell you, 100 years. A nice celebration, nice crowd on hand also. So you got a beautiful night for it. I guess this is our Indian summertime, Mark. We thought we had this type of weather earlier in the season. This is perfect.
And we got highs in the upper 80s coming for next week, so we're not quite done with summer just yet. The Blue Devils from Western Reserve come in at 1-2. They've had some injuries that have crept up and affected them, especially at the quarterback position. They lost last week to Crestview. They lost last week to Columbiana 21-19. McDonald, they have been rolling, Dave. They've been putting up big numbers. They're off to a 3-0 start, and they're averaging 46 points per game.
Yeah, and that's a machine that's starting to roll. So, a big task for Western Reserve to try to slow that down and see if they can contend with this McDonald Blue Devils and see what they can do with them. Because I tell you, when I seen those stats, it just sent back before, and I was looking at it, I said, this might not be a good day for the Western Reserve.
So we are going to take our first time out. When we come back, we'll hear from the veteran head coach Dan Williams in his 26th season at the helm of the McDonald Blue Devils. That's coming up next here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
We are back inside the Cleveland Cobras Coach's Corner with Coach Williams of the McDonald Blue Devils. And, Coach, your squad's off to a fantastic start. 3 games and 3 wins. Your team's playing pretty well right now.
Yeah, our kids are playing real well right now, and we're excited about our starts for sure. We got a veteran team with a lot of experience and sort of showing through here early on as we, approach league play here at Western Reserve.
Let's look back at Grand Valley. Your offense puts up 56 points, 56-28 win. What did you like about that performance for your team?
Well, we were pretty efficient offensively. We got able to run the ball and throw the ball and had a good mix. We threw for 4 touchdowns, and I think we had 4 rushing touchdowns as well. So we had a good mix. Our offensive line's playing well, and we have some weapons. We spread the ball around, and we were able to put the ball in the end zone quite a bit that Friday night.
There aren't a lot of teams that run your type of offense right now. Do you feel like that really makes it difficult for the opposition to have just a short amount of time to prepare for you?
Yeah, I think the wing tee is definitely tough to prepare for. You try to get your kids. I always say, teams are trying to get their kids to learn the wing tee in 3 days. It took us when we came back and installed this offense. It took us an entire year to get really good at it. Yeah, definitely. I think it's tough to prepare for. They get just a little bit, a tinge of what the offense is all about. It's tough to have your scout team run particular plays to get your starting defense ready.
Now you look at your numbers, your offense putting up a lot of points, but you have to be pleased with your defense holding the opposition under 14 points per game.
Yeah, definitely. Our defense is shining as well this year. Like I said, we got a veteran group of guys, and our secondary is all back from a year ago. Our front line, there's 3 out of 4 front liners back, and our linebackers are new and fresh, but they're playing real good football right now. And you definitely want to play good defense, and you want to continue that and build upon it as the season progresses.
Coach, you mentioned league play begins tonight. You've got Western Reserve in town. What's preparation been like getting ready for them, and what challenges do they present?
Yeah, well, our kids are focused. They got our attention for sure. We talked with our senior class, and I know they're 0-3 against Western Reserve. I've not beat them in 3 years here, as a varsity football player. So, they're looking to make amends with that and try to get a victory on the way out here. They got some weapons. They're really good up front. I think it's maybe one of the best offensive and defensive lines that we've faced so far this year. They're big, experienced up front on both sides of the ball, and they got some young skill that they got sprinkled in behind them. So they have a lot of challenges. We have to face with them. They like to run the football, but they will throw an occasional pass here and there, and you got to be on your toes.
Coach, I know this year has been a great success so far, but you're also celebrating the 100th anniversary of McDonald football. What has that been like so far this season?
Oh, it's been tremendous. We had an event 2 weeks ago. We had an event actually. We had over 240 ex-players here, alumni, and 30+ coaches, and we had a pregame against Columbiana. So our kids are excited about being the 100th year. Our senior class wants to leave their mark in the outstanding tradition here we have here at McDonald, and we're just hoping to finish this year with a great season, and they can be proud of what they accomplished here and included in the tradition here at McDonald.
Coach, best of luck tonight and throughout the rest of the season. Thank you for a few minutes of your time.
Thank you.
We'll take a break, come back, and have more of the pregame show up next.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Pre-game show continues here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. You are inside the Cleveland Cobras Coach's Corner. The Cleveland Cobras are in pursuit of a Tri-Point Football League championship, and if you are looking to continue your football career, contact owner Jesse Caldwell at 330-416-3442 and be part of the excitement of Cleveland Cobras football. Dave, the excitement tonight is we are back into league play now that we're into week 4 for this matchup between Western Reserve and McDonald. But the difference is in this one, this has been dominated the last 3 years by the Western Reserve Blue Devils, winning in 2022, 17-19, winning in 2023, 34-14, and getting by one last year, 35-34 in overtime. So this senior class for McDonald has never beaten Western Reserve.
Yeah, that's just extra motivation. And, when you have that opportunity to break a streak that's been going on, that's what you want to go and do.
So as we look at this matchup for Western Reserve, the head coach is John Armini. They come in at a 1-2 record, coming off the loss to Columbiana last week, 21-19. They will next take on the 1-2 Louisville Rockets. Western Reserve averaging 17.3 points per game, giving up 24.3 points per game. And for the McDonald Blue Devils, they come off a 56-28 win last week over a good Grand Valley team. And they will face unbeaten Jackson Milton next week. But how about this for the numbers? Averaging 46 points per game offensively, giving up 13.7 points per game defensively. You're going to win a lot of football games with those numbers.
Oh, yeah. When you got a 33-point spread between what your defense is doing and what your offense is doing, you are in for this season, and it's going to be hard to stop.
So the starting lineups announced here for both teams. Also, we mentioned, I did a little bit of math, and it wasn't real hard because, you know, math is not my favorite thing, but McDonald in the middle of their 100th season of playing high school football. They have won 618 games in less, 99 plus seasons going into this 100th year. So it doesn't take a lot to figure out averaging a winning season every year.
Yeah. That you know the tradition that they have here. So when you have that type of tradition that's built in the community.
We're going to take our final break. We'll come back and get ready to kick this one off on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Are Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
And we welcome you back to the athletic complex here in McDonald. The McDonald Blue Devil alma mater now being performed. And it is a packed house for this one for week 4, Dave, when the Western Reserve Blue Devils come to McDonald to take on the McDonald Blue Devils.
Yeah, a lot of Blue Devils here tonight, so it's going to be something. And as like I said, you had that on your mind. You want to break that streak, and what a way to do it, to go to 4-0 and celebrating the 100th year of playing football here in McDonald.
Yeah, the Western Reserve has won that last 3 matchups. McDonald looking to take one here tonight. And you heard Coach talk about it. You know, the team, they understand the legacy. They understand the history of what McDonald football has done over the years, and they're just trying to add to it.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what they want to do. And, you know, they're off to a great start, so they want to keep this thing rolling and get toward that time to do it. We like to see in that late October, you know, that's when you start rounding in the playoff form. And I'm sure that's what they want to do.
McDonald won the toss. They will get the football to begin this game. And this is our 4th broadcast since we had last week off. And we're 4 for 4 with coin tosses, so it's a much better start to 2025.
Yeah, we got a whole new thing going this year, being able to see these coin tosses.
Tonight's opening kickoff brought to you by the Village Tavern. For nearly 100 years, the Village Tavern is one of the area's favorite local bars for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Located at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, or online at villagetavern3.com. Beautiful night for high school football here for week 4 as we jump into conference play. A little warmer than we've had the last couple of weeks. Going to be even warmer next week, but if it's dry and there's no lightning, we're happy.
Yeah, absolutely. We need none of that, Martin.
So Western Reserve set to kick the football away. The Western Reserve Blue Devils, white pants, white jerseys, blue numbers with red and blue accents. McDonald, blue pants, blue jerseys, white numbers with the blue helmet and the white M on the side. Coach Armini, Coach Williams, and we are ready to get this one underway here in this week's edition of the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. Mark Means, Dave Clark, Michael Wickert, Matthew Craven, and Dave Ferris back at our iMedia studios in Struthers. We are underway. They short kick fielded at the 25, brought back across the 30, 35, 40, 45, and near midfield. before going out of bounds. On that return, that's Jordan Perry, the senior, setting up McDonald with the short field.
Yeah, nice return. It was a short kick, and he did the right thing. Didn't mess around with it. He took the ball straight up the field, and that's what you want to do to get as much as you can out of it. It actually was a great return to get about 22 yards out of it.
So they're going to spot the football in Western Reserve territory at their 48-yard line. McDonald left to right here in the opening quarter. Just underway, first play from scrimmage. They're going to line up Drew Zajac at the quarterback spot. Actually, Zajak's going to be the fullback with Kyle Puckett under center. Wingman goes in motion. They will give it to Preston Van Meter, and Van Meter's going to turn the corner, and he's going to be out near the 40-yard line, and all kinds of movement, different ball carriers. A play-by-play, guys, tough night when you face the wing T.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't know who's getting the ball, but I tell you right there, what I just seen there, great offensive line play, and also with the receivers on the edge, being able to make that lane for the running back to just make a nice gain there. And, I mean, it looked like not much, but he got 7 yards out of that run.
2nd and 3 for Van Meter after he picks up that 7-yard carry. They're going to turn and hand the football off to another back who's fighting his way across the 35 and down near the 33-yard line, making close to the 31-yard line. That looked like Casey Miller on the carry, number 11. So you'll see Preston Van Meter at the wing, Casey Miller at the tailback, and Drew Zajac at the fullback spot in this offense, led by senior quarterback Kyle Puckett.
And I tell you, that offensive line, Mark, the coach raved about it. He is telling the exact truth. They are getting off the ball quick.
It'll be 1st and 10 for the McDonald Blue Devils. Back to pass, swing the ball out into the flat to Jordan Perry. And Jordan Perry's going to take that football, and he's going to score from 32 yards out. And just like that, McDonald is on the board first.
Boy, was it wide open, too. And once he got the ball, he didn't fool around just like he did on the kickoff. Once the ball's in his hands, not fumbling around east and west, but north and south, and got right to the end zone.
3 plays, 48 yards is the drive. Puckett to Perry from 32 yards out. And now Anthony Larson on for the extra point, and it might have been partially deflected, but it is up, and it is good. 11:10 to play in the opening quarter. It is McDonald 7, Western Reserve 0. You are listening to Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2. We'll be right back. Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure. We
now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Back here in McDonald, it is 7-0 in favor of the homestanding McDonald Blue Devils. You are listening to Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus Media station, and Western Reserve Radio 2, part of the iMedia One network. And Dave, big plays out of this wing T attack for the McDonald Blue Devils.
Yeah, absolutely. Lulled asleep with the 2 or 3 running plays, and then went right to the air, and it was wide open. And Reed doesn't play around when he gets it.
Now this kick is going to be end over end in short. It'll be fielded on a hop across the 25-30 to the 35 and all the way out to about the 38-yard line. On that return for Western Reserve. Try and get you a number of that returner. Either way, good field position set up at the 39-yard line.
Get a returner on that one with number 33.
Western Reserve at the 39-yard line.
Looking for a 33 on my roster that I do not have.
Okay.
So 1st and 10 for the Western Reserve Blue Devils. It'll be Timmy Saransky, the running back, is going to take the snap at quarterback, and he'll hand the ball off to Nate Alexander on 1st down. Alexander gets across the 40 and just shy of the 45-yard line. That's a pickup of about 5 yards. It sets up a 2nd down and 5 for Western Reserve.
Boy, I tell you, that back there comes out like he's shy of a cannon when he gets the ball. And not knowing what, let's see how it goes from here, but he could be a threat on the offensive side of the ball here.
Stransky, just a sophomore. So they'll have 2 backs in the backfield with the quarterback who looks to throw. Saransky's just going to keep it and try to run. And he'll get across the 45 to just near the 46-yard line. He'll pick up 1. And this brings up a 3rd down and 4.
Taken down by Schmidt of the Blue Devil defense.
10:08 to play. Clock rolling here in the opening quarter. McDonald with the 7-0 lead over Western Reserve. Western Reserve on their first possession of this opening quarter, working right to left.
10 minutes ago here in the first quarter, McDonald gets up early, 7-9.
Western Reserve taking some time in the huddle. Now they'll break in, come to the line of scrimmage, facing a 3rd down. And a long 3 to go. Going to flip that pass to the outside.
Good defense there.
Pass is caught by the outside receiver, but he only will gain a yard on the reception. And that's going to bring up 4th down and a long 2 now facing Western Reserve. And it looks like they will punt the football away.
It's great defense there. I tell you, the cornerback is playing tough there. Read it, come up, and break down and make that tackle.
Cole Dotson to punt. Gets the snap back to him. Scoops it up off the ground. That punt is going to take a Western Reserve roll, and that ball is going to go out of bounds at about the 12-yard line, and punt very effective for Western Reserve to flip the field position.
Yeah, sure was. I mean, it didn't get any height or anything on it. He just right down the line, little rugby style, going out to the side there and kicked it down the field.
So 7-0 in favor of McDonald, as they will take over from their 12-yard line with a lot of field in front of them. McDonald going to break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. At the quarterback, Kyle Puckett up under center. Going to send the man in motion. We're going to give it to the wingman, trying to bounce to the outside. Flag on the play.
I think it might be a face mask. And a hand going there. I don't know what they call it.
Cuts his way through a few Western Reserve defenders.
That's Josh Krumpak, the sophomore, on the carry.
Brought down by Young.
And we'll sort out the penalty flag.
Flag on the play.
Yep.
Another great night for high school football. It's been 4 fantastic weeks weather-wise so far this season. Unlike that game we saw at Bill Ryan Stadium a few years ago, where we needed to make our own boat to get home.
There's Noah Ark night. I tell you, that was a lot of rain.
So the penalty is going to go on a Western Reserve. This will move the football up to the McDonald 35-yard line and give McDonald a 1st down and 10. Kyle Puckett under center. Drew Zajac is the fullback. They'll give it to Zajac, running right up the middle. And Zajac going to carry a tackler for about 5 yards to the 40-yard line. Zajac's the big back, Dave, 6'3" and 230.
Yeah, and he lines up behind that quarterback.
He's taken down by Gonzalez to the Western Reserve defense.
He's an imposing figure when you see him.
So a gain of 5 brings up a 2nd and 5 with the ball resting just outside the 40-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. They turn and hand the football off. That's Casey Miller, and Miller squeezes through a small hole, gets across the 45 and across midfield, and into Western Reserve territory at the 49-yard line. Wasn't a big hole for Miller to run through, but he was able to kind of turn sideways, squeeze through that hole, And once he did, he was able to have the speed to get to the outside.
Yeah, they're just making little running lanes at times. You know, we just seen some big holes with the offensive line, but just enough, and that's all they need.
Back to pass, swing that ball out into the flat. Crumpack makes the catch across the 40. And they're going to have Crumpack out of bounds near the Western Reserve 35-yard line. But that is good enough for a first down on the reception. This quick passing game from McDonald is very effective.
Yeah, you got to come up with a little bit more aggressive style of defense against this because they're just getting what they want each and every play.
First and 10 for McDonald at the Western Reserve 35-yard line. 7:50 to play, opening quarter. 7-0 McDonald over Western Reserve. Pocket to throw. Has time. Has Crumpack out there, and he turned one way, then turned back to the right and could not pull that football in. And it'll fall harmlessly to the turf, but he was wide open.
He's wide open, I tell you, but it was there. But that is one of the hardest things to do, to track that ball when it's above your head, and you got to turn from one side to the other. It's disorienting. You're just turning like that, trying to get to the football, and that's what it did. It came and it was right there.
So second down and 10 from the 35-yard line. Blue Devils from McDonald going to put two receivers to the right, two backs in the backfield. They are going to give the ball to Drew Zajac. And Zajac from the fullback spot is down to about the 32-yard line. Give him 3. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 7 now for McDonald.
On the carry for McDonald. Give him a few yards on the play as well.
Yeah, they're still getting enough. They got to start on defense getting enough penetration to try to stop that rushing attack. They're just not able to do it so far.
3rd down and 7 for the Blue Devils. From McDonald, they'll have two receivers to the right, two backs in the backfield with Puckett under center. Steps back. Swings the ball out to Crumpack, has the first down the sidelines with blockers. And they're going to get Crumpack pushed out of bounds at about the 11-yard line. And another first down for the McDonald Blue Devils.
Yeah, I tell you, that play is designed, it's perfectly designed to get it out to the back there, and then you have a receiver out front who's there to lead that interference. And they're getting big chunks every time they run it.
So it is 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line for McDonald. Two receivers now go to the left. Puckett under center, gives the ball to Zajac, and Zajac stood up. He'll lose about a yard. That defensive front stood tall for Western Reserve and pushed him back.
Yeah, that's been their first successful, really defensive play there. They got some penetration and was able to stop that immediately and not give up too much.
That's Mikey Belair from Western Reserve on the stop. Setting up now a 2nd and 10 from the 12-yard, a 2nd and 12. They'll put one receiver outside on the numbers. Now they'll put a second in the slot. That's Crumpack. With Miller and Zajac in the backfield. They're going to little flip to Casey Miller. And Miller is going to be stood up.
Miller on the carry for McDonald.
Good play there.
To make the stop again was Blair.
Has it been better pursuit to the ball, Dave, or has it been maybe a little schematic change?
I mean, it just looked like more of just attacking the line of scrimmage. And it was the same player again, number 56 there, that made that tackle. And he's showing aggressiveness, attacking immediately. And that's what they got to do. They can't lay back or stand straight up at the snap of the ball. They'll get overwhelmed. They have to attack.
Blair with the tackle. Now they swing the ball out into the flat. That's Casey Miller who made the catch, but he's going to be stopped at about the 6-yard line. So he'll pick up 3 yards, and this is going to bring up 4th down for the veteran head coach and Dan Williams, 26th year at the helm for McDonald.
Yeah, I tell you, that's when you can put in some time. Be here that long, I let you know he's been doing a great job also.
Athletic director, head coach. So 4th down coming up, and McDonald going to leave the offense on the field. And now Puckett didn't like what he saw, and he will turn and ask our referee for a timeout. Gives us one chance to step aside as well. 4:56 to play in the opening quarter. McDonald 7, Western Reserve 0. You are listening to Sports Radio 1240 and Western Reserve Radio 2.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Back here to McDonald, it's time for the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. Early action, Mineral Ridge and Jackson Milton. That's a big matchup early on here in week 4. Mineral Ridge with the 7-0 lead on Jackson Milton from Mineral Ridge on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard.
Mineral Ridge jumping out first.
Jackson Milton's got off to good starts the last couple of years, but they had trouble finishing down the stretch. We'll see if they were able to carry early season success deeper once we approach the midway point and beyond. So 4th down coming up, 4th and 4 for McDonald. Puckett going to give it on a handoff to the running back. That is Casey Miller, and Miller's into the end zone for the touchdown. And McDonald has now pushed their lead out to 13-0 in favor of McDonald over Western Reserve.
Yeah, just too much on that with that offensive line. They spread out the offense with the motion and gave them more running lanes.
That drive, 11 plays, 88 yards, capped off by the touchdown run by Miller. And the extra point is up, and it is good.
Deflected again.
And an early 14-0 lead for the Blue Devils. As Coach Williams going forward on 4th down and not only getting the conversion, but turning it into a touchdown.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oktoberfest coming up.
And that's letting you know that you're confident in your offensive line, the way things have been going so far tonight, that you would go for that. And you got to look at it. It's a good spot. You get stopped, they got to drive way down inside the 5-yard line.
Don't forget to stop by our Village Oktoberfest.
So a 14-0 lead here early for McDonald. And we talked about it. They've had the high-powered offense going this year, averaging 46 points per game. But they season a high of 56 against Grand Valley last week.
Yeah, well, that lets you know that the offense has even went to another level. So one thing the reserve wants to do is to stop, try to slow this down. But right now, they're rolling.
This kickoff brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard, one of the area's favorite spots for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Find them at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard or online at villagetavern3.com. So McDonald set to kick the football. It's going to be a low line drive kick that hits at the 20, fielded at the 10, across the 15, breaks a tackle across the 20, 25, 30, 35, and going to be thrown down near the 37-yard line. And Western Reserve has probably their best field position of this first quarter on this drive.
On the return for Western Reserve.
The return there, you got past that wedge, and he might have been off to the races.
So 1st and 10
Western Reserve.
For the Western Reserve Blue Devils. They'll start this drive from their 37-yard line. Trailing McDonald 14-0 here in the opening quarter. Western Reserve breaks the huddle. They'll come to the line of scrimmage. Sorensky going to be at that quarterback spot. Nate Alexander goes in motion. Sorensky's going to keep it, break the first tackle across the 40 with momentum as he got almost all the way out to the 45. They're going to say just shy of that 45-yard line. It's going to be about a 7-8 yard gain on 1st down for Western Reserve.
Yeah, nice run there and very patient on that run too. Very patient, and that's something you want to see out of a running back. When you be patient like that, good things can happen.
That makes it 2nd and 3 for Western.
So 2nd down and a 3 for Western Reserve. We approach the 4-minute mark to play in this opening quarter. A 14-0 lead for McDonald over Western Reserve. Serensky now going to put Alexander in motion. Serensky's going to take the snap. He's going to keep it.
Oh, he got close there.
The last second effort's going to be awfully close. He needed 3.
Western Reserve.
And
he's a closer.
yeah, I'm going to say he's just a hair shy. Now they're going to move the chains.
Yep, sure did.
So they'll give him 3 yards and a first down for Serensky, the sophomore running back. So 1st and 10 for Western Reserve. Spot the football at their 47-yard line. 3.5 minutes to play on a fast-moving first quarter. Blue Devils break the huddle, come to the line of scrimmage. Western Reserve puts receivers to each side, a wing to the right side. Serensky to throw. Now he'll tuck. He's going to run. Didn't like what he saw. Across the 50. And he'll get down to about the 48-yard line. So that is another gain of close to 5. And Timmy Serensky's putting the offense on his back and trying to carry him down the field.
Yeah, and I just seen something on that play that McDonald has to be aware now. I don't know if Reserve is thinking of doing it. But when Serensky ran at this end, he still was in the area where he could have threw the ball back to Alexander out here in the wing because everybody went inside. And if he just threw that ball out to them on that wing, that might have been 6 points.
2 backs in the backfield with Timmy Serensky, the sophomore. He'll turn now, pitch it to Alexander, running to the short side. Alexander broke a couple of tackles.
Yeah.
And depending on the spot, he may be just a bit shy.
Yeah, he vaulted himself ahead. Where he was hit at, I thought he'd be raised short, but he vaulted himself forward and put him almost like within a yard and a half.
So 3rd and a little more than 1 for Western Reserve. Get the offense going a little bit more here on this possession. Lights are on. Sun is starting to set in the area here in the middle of McDonald where we're surrounded by tree line. They did a fantastic job building this complex a few years ago.
And I just like looking at the where the sun is just going down and shining on those trees. Look great.
Now we've got a whistle.
That hurt.
A false start penalty on a Western Reserve makes this 3rd and 1.5. 3rd and 6.5 now.
Yeah.
3rd and 6.
That definitely hurts right there because you're right there on the brink of where you need to go. And now you put it in, make it a more difficult type of play for yourself.
Packed house here tonight at McDonald, home of the Blue Devils here in Trumbull County. On 3rd down and 6 for Western Reserve. The 2 lead blockers. Serensky is going to take the snap, run short side, look for a first down.
Run.
He'll have it and more. As
look at Serensky.
40, still carrying tacklers, 35, and down near the 32-yard line. This sophomore has got some leg power to drive the pile for extra yards.
Yeah, he had players on his back, Mark, and he was carrying them. And I tell you, that's hard running and determination by Serensky.
So they will spot the ball at the McDonald 32-yard line. 1st and 10 for Western Reserve. We approach a minute to play in this opening quarter. Going to put a receiver to the right and left, wing to the right. They're going to fake it to Alexander. Serensky's going to run up the middle. He's got a first down to the outside, 10 to the 5. Diving for the goal line, and where are they going to spot him? We're going to have him out of bounds. Right about the 5-yard line, it looked like.
Yeah, great decision making too by Serensky. Quick and precise. Putting the ball in the belly of the running back, and then seeing that the defensive end took to the outside. He took it back from the running back and took off.
Pickup of 26 for the sophomore. 1st and goal, Western Reserve from the 6-yard line of the McDonald Blue Devils. 1 receiver in the formation to the left. Serensky's going to try and run short side. And the tackler held on as he tried to just knock off that leg tackle. Going to say no gain, and it's going to bring up second down and goal from the 6.
And then, they stopped his momentum. He's never taken to the ground on that play.
On the play. Still second and goal.
Down under 30 seconds to play in this opening quarter.
Risky has really been running a lot on this drive. He may have to decide to go to one of his backs now. Give himself a little break, but he's been carrying tacklers all over this field.
And Western Reserve's going to be content to let the clock run down. And we've come to the end of the opening quarter. After one, it is McDonald 14 and Western Reserve 0. You are listening to Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Let me welcome you back here to the home of the McDonald Blue Devils, McDonald Athletic Complex. As we get set to begin the second quarter, and not a critical drive for Western Reserve, but an important drive nonetheless.
Yeah, it sure is. And it actually gives that defense a little bit of rest, Mark. They've been on the field quite a bit. And just got to instill some confidence in Western Reserve.
In the Battle of 422, they've gone to the second quarter, and it is now Poland with a 7-0 lead as they play in the second quarter in the Battle of Unbeatens. Sorensky, the quarterback. He has two blockers in front of him and a receiver to the right side. Sorensky takes the direct snap. And they sent a blitzing linebacker who shot the gap and made the tackle back at the 11-yard line. Coming up there to fill the hole for McDonald, Dom Sampson, the junior, read that play and made the tackle in the backfield.
Yeah, that's where I was saying you got to use some of your back, some other things. You can't just say it has been successful for Sorensky, but now you come into a short area of the field. It's almost like going from playing wide open into playing into a phone booth when you get down here close to the goal line. So you got to use some variety of things to open things up on offense.
So it's 3rd and goal with the ball back to the 11-yard line. Receivers right and left. Sorensky is the quarterback. He's going to keep it. He's going to be wrapped up back at the 15-yard line. That's Zajac and friends there for McDonald to make the play and bring up 4th down. We've seen McDonald adjust defensively because that last couple of plays, they're keying on just Sorensky and no one else.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, you can do that because it's almost like using a spy, and you can have a guy that's definitely just for him and have him go to him. And then everybody else rally to the football, and that's basically what's happening. He's been stopped consecutively now.
So it is 4th and goal with the ball on the 13-yard line. And they'll keep the offense out there for Western Reserve. Receivers go to each side. Tight end right. Running back is Alexander. Sorensky rolls and looks to throw. Try to go back to Alexander. Made the catch inside the 10 and got his way down to about the 5-yard line. But that's not going to be enough, and McDonald will come up with the stop on 4th and long and turn Western Reserve away.
Yeah, that play call, I liked it a lot, but it would have been better if it was done on 2nd or 3rd down when you could throw a little bit of variety in that offense.
So it'll be Kyle Puckett and the offense back out onto the field. After this next snap, we'll give you a couple of updates on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. So 1st and 10 for McDonald from the 5-yard line. Puckett under center, gives the ball to Zajac, and
ball loose.
Zajac got knocked. The ball got knocked loose. Western Reserve thinks they've got the football.
And
they will come out of there with the football. That's the first turnover of tonight. On the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, 2nd quarter, it is Mineral Ridge with a 14-0 lead over Jackson Milton. And how about this one? Hubbard and Niles tied up at 7 after 1 from Bowrine Stadium in Niles. Western Reserve got stopped at the 5-yard line. Now they have the football back on the fumble by Zajac.
Yeah, good gang tackling, and they went and stripped that ball and was able to pick up that fumble. Now they got to make something happen on this turnover.
So 1st and 10 for Western Reserve. 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Serensky's the quarterback. Going to send the slot receiver Alexander in motion. Serensky's going to go opposite, ran the counter, and got his way down to about the 5-yard line. He stepped in the direction that Alexander went in motion and cut back to the right side for about a 4-yard gain. So 2nd and goal from inside the 5-yard line.
Let's see if they get a little bit of variety now, Mark. That's what I'm concerned about. If they stay with Serensky, we done seen what happens because they definitely have a spy for that.
2nd and goal for Western Reserve. 9:25 clock rolling. First half, 14-0. Mark McDonald leading Western Reserve. Snap it to Serensky, looking for a gap, looking for the goal line. He's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line.
Yeah.
It's going to be 3rd and goal for Western Reserve.
Nice little run there. Good job by the offensive line. Open that little crease just enough for him to squeeze through. And I thought he might make it to the end zone. Nice stop, though, by the McDonald Blue Devils to be able to be there and stop him from getting in.
So 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. And don't have the height and weight on the Western Reserve roster, but
yeah.
Serensky's not the biggest guy out there, but
yeah,
he's taking some big hits and just pops right back up. He's a tough kid.
Oh, he's a tough kid. And when I look at, he's not small, he's just short. Because you can see that he got a little bit of weight on that frame, but he's built to the ground.
So 3rd and goal. He's going to run it again. And this time Serensky is in for the 1-yard touchdown, and Western Reserve capitalizes on the turnover, Dave.
Yep, absolutely. Power running there to get inside and be able to. They had to punch this one in. They was down there. They needed to get that score, and getting the ball back was a necessity to get in that end zone.
So Western Reserve will now come on and attempt the try. It's Alton Ramsey, the senior, set to handle the kicking duties for Western Reserve. Snap down, hold is a good one, and Ramsey's extra point is up and good. 8:19 to play first half. McDonald 14, Western Reserve 7 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Well, Dave, that was a big drive for Western Reserve to get back in this game, cut the lead in half to 14-7.
And more importantly, to get instill some confidence in the football team, to being able to do something positive, and a couple positive things: stripping them of the football, gang tackling, everything happened on that play and that series, and getting that ball back and determined to get in the end zone. So changes the perspective of this game.
This kickoff brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard, located at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, or online at villagetavern3.com. 8:19 to play, first half. 14-7, McDonald leading Western Reserve. Here on a little warmer Friday night than we've had the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I will tell you, it was cold in Western New York last weekend. Ball fielded on a hop across the 35 and across the 40 near the 42-yard line. That is Jordan Perry on the carry.
Perry on the return.
Yeah, nice little return there. You got great field position to start off their drive. You can get close to midfield. It's always great to have the ball this far out.
For our Western Reserve radio listeners, we will have Mount Union and Grove City starting at about 12:15 tomorrow on a Western Reserve radio. Number 2 Mount Union, number 15 Grove City in Division III football. Chris Birch will join me on the call of that one. Puckett went under center. And then Western Reserve said, we don't like what we're seeing. Let's take a timeout. We'll keep it here. 8:14 to play in this first half. And we saw Western Reserve take advantage of the short field. What kind of adjustments do they now need to make defensively?
Yeah, well, it looked like they have made some by starting to attack in the creases, and that's what I've seen them doing. They're kind of outside. That offensive line at McDonald is big. So what do? You beat them with speed, and they've been getting inside those little areas to start clogging up some of that run and then gang tackle, run to the ball carrier. So if they can continue to do that, they can make this a football game, for sure.
Off the timeout used by Coach Armini and the Western Reserve Blue Devils. It is 1st and 10 for McDonald, with the football resting on their 43-yard line. Puckett under center. 2 receivers in the formation. Fires the quick out. Perry makes the catch. Gets across the 50, 45, and shoved out of bounds near the 40-yard line in Western Reserve territory. And he has got a quick first step as soon as he makes the catch.
Yeah, and what I like about him is that he doesn't fool around with east and west. He gets the ball and turns upfield and goes. So every time we see him with the football in his hand, he's always getting positive yardage because he's looking to get upfield.
Perry, 6'3", 190, and a senior. He'll split out as a wide receiver to the right side. They will give it to the man in motion. But he's going to be stood up at the 35-yard line. That is going to be number 22 on the carry for McDonald. That's Josh Crumpack, the sophomore.
Let me tell you, this is a critical series for Western Reserve on defense because if they can come back and score, it's just like taking that touchdown by Western Reserve right back out from them.
2nd and 5 from the Western Reserve 35-yard line. 2 receivers split to the right, 2 backs in the backfield. Puckett going to give it on the handoff. And that time on the carry, that's number 11, Casey Miller, the senior.
Miller on the carry.
And we really haven't seen the quarterback run at all in this wing T offense. He's been a distributor of the football.
Yeah, he sure has. And that's something different when you do see, and you don't see the wing T a lot. But I've seen some college play that they use variations of it, and the quarterback is usually involved with a lot, but he's just distributing the football. He's the point guard.
2 receivers to the right. Puckett turns, gives the ball to Zajac. Zajac broke a tackle across the 25. He'll dive down near the 20-yard line. That'll move the chains on another big run for the senior fullback, Drew Zajac.
Nice little run inside there, and they just They're starting to just knock the guys away again. They're starting to hesitate instead of taking off and trying to penetrate. They're standing straight up, and that's the no-no against this big offensive line.
McDonald sprinting to the line. Puckett gave that football to Casey Miller, and Miller's dropped in the backfield as the defense read that play well.
Yes, they did.
And coming up to make the stop, that's Noah Gonzalez, one of the senior captains on the tackle.
Yeah, that was a very nice play there.
So that's a loss of 3. Brings up a second down and 13 for the Blue Devils. Under 6 minutes to play. First half, 14-7. McDonald leading Western Reserve. 2 receivers split to the right side. Wing to the left. Puckett looking to throw, looking for that wing who breaks open into the end zone. That is a touchdown pass to number 22. That is Josh Crumpack on the touchdown reception. So that is Crumpack on the end of a 24-yard pass from Puckett.
Boy, I tell you, and I don't understand how they're playing defense on that. If you let the guy get there, you never let no one get deeper than you. And I don't know how. They got to be hesitating on defense. A lot of them get that far open.
Anthony Larson with the extra point, up and good. And I'll be honest with you, Dave, at the snap of the football, I thought Crumpack got just a little early start, and he was able to get himself so open on that corner route to the pylon.
Okay.
For the drive, 6 plays, 57 yards, ending in the 24-yard touchdown completion from Puckett to Crumpack, and now back to a 2-touchdown lead at 21-7 in favor of McDonald.
Yeah, we see what Western Reserve, they can answer that. They need the answers. Got to keep this within 7. And I think it'll always give them an opportunity if they can keep it within 7.
Thank you.
So Western Reserve to get the football back. They will get the football to begin the third quarter as well after McDonald won the toss and elected to take the football. So here comes McDonald to kick the football away. Kickoff brought to you by the Village Tavern. For nearly 100 years, the Village Tavern is one of the area's favorite local spots for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Find them at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard or online at villagetavern3.com. That kick is going to be a low line drive, goes through the hands of one of the up men, and then will roll out of bounds at the 13-yard line. That was a difficult knuckling kick to kind of really pick out in the lights as we're just starting to darken up a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit now. And he got his hands up and got his hands on that ball, and that became it was live anyway once it went 10 yards. So you got to make sure, instead of reaching up, continue to back up so that ball can fall in front of you.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard. Poland and Canfield now tied at 7 as they play in the second quarter. Western Reserve breaks the huddle. They'll come to the line of scrimmage. Saransky, the quarterback, has a back behind him a couple of yards deep that goes in motion. That's Alexander. Saransky's going to keep it, has a little bit of a gap as he's able to get down to the 15-yard line. And it'll bring up second down for Western Reserve, just a gain of about 2 yards.
Saransky on the carry for Western Reserve. Taken down by...
Yeah, you want to get that second down to be a lot better, where you maybe 5 yards. Put yourself in a rough situation when they seem to be more run heavy. And it's really been Saransky. He's the heavy runner because he's been getting it.
Under 5 minutes to play in the half, 21-7. McDonald leading Western Reserve. Saransky swings the ball out of the flat to Alexander. And Alexander is dropped in his tracks on a open field tackle by Jordan Perry. Going to set up a third down and long now for Western Reserve.
Yeah, I didn't like that call at all. You got a receiver out there, and basically we say he's laid out to dry there because he's just naked on the outside. you got to have some type of blocking setup, get your tackle out there or something, so that you be able to catch that ball and have a chance to maneuver.
So 3rd down, long, coming up now for Western Reserve. They'll make a late substitution.
They're going to get going.
Coming into the huddle now. Keeping an eye on that back judge. He'll raise his hand. 10 seconds to go on the play clock as Western Reserve comes to the line. And now Coach Armini is going to take a timeout with 3:55 to play in the half. And when you have an inexperienced quarterback, you have a tailback that's basically, running the option out of their offense now.
Right.
It's difficult when you put yourself behind the sticks.
Yeah, it is. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to be 2nd or 3rd and 8. You need to get that down to like 3 or 4 yards. That gives you a variety of the playbook to use. It's not a lot in football. It's really just time. I mean, you got plays to make big plays, but those things won't happen all the time. So you don't want you to continue your offense to be in this position.
Coming up at halftime, we'll have our first edition, the Week 2 edition of the PAC report with PAC Commissioner Joanne Derrico. We'll get you caught up on the first half numbers from Michael Rickard, and we'll look at scores around the Valley on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. So 3rd down coming up for Western Reserve off the timeout. Coach Armini, I believe, has 1 remaining. Terensky claps, takes the snap. He'll roll to throw to the wide side. Hit as he throws, and the receiver unable to hold on to the football as he turned upfield. And that pass will fall incomplete.
He wouldn't have much to run. I mean, he had about 3 or 4 McDonald's guys right there, so he wouldn't have had too much he would have got on that play at all.
So 4th down, and Western Reserve will have to punt the football away.
4th down for Western Reserve as they bring out the punt team. I know they would have loved to burn some more time on that.
So they will punt the football away with Cole Dotson handling the punting duties. Good snap back to him. Rugby-style kick is away. This is going to take a Western Reserve roll and be covered up at about the 43-yard line. And we've talked about you returning kicks for several years now. Do you like that decision to just fall on the ball there since it's right in front of you rather than giving up, maybe 10 more yards on the roll?
Yeah, that's what a smart thing. He had enough room to get down on that football and cover and probably save his team, like you said, another 10 yards. So it gives them great field position. They started their last drive at the 43, this one at the 44. So you got a lot of time. And they've been getting big chunks on offense, so they definitely got enough time to try to get in that end zone once again.
Coming up next week on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week, and it's Sugar Creek Garraway and Girard from Arrowhead Stadium. Puckett play action. Going to take a shot. Man open is Crumpack behind the secondary. Broke a couple of tackles, and Crumpack's going to find the end zone again. And McDonald pushes this lead out to 27-7.
Yeah, Mark, I tell you, boy, if I just defensive back coach, I'm sure all of my hair will be gone by now. These guys are running free, so wide open. It's not even funny how open they get immediately. And if they want to really pass the ball around this field, they really could.
Puckett having a great day throwing the football. 7 of 8 unofficially for 168 and 3 touchdowns.
Yeah. And the ball's been right there.
Extra point up and good. Crumpack been the leading receiver. 4 catches for 115 and 2 touchdowns. 3:31 to play in the half. McDonald 28, Western Reserve 7 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Well, it is the McDonald passing attack, Dave, that has been successful in the first half. As this Village Tavern kickoff is fielded at the 16, across the 20, 25, 30, 35, and out near the 37-yard line. And Coach Williams mentioned it to us in the Cleveland Cobras Coaches Corner. He said, we threw 4 touchdown passes last week. So when they choose to throw the football, it's been big plays.
Yeah, and I mean, tonight, it seems like that's wide open. Every time they went to the passing, their guys are just running free. You know, the earlier touchdown by Reed, he just did, like I said, up the field, get the ball and up the field, great blocking, he was gone. But everything that's been thrown deep, wide open.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard. It is now Hubbard 14, Niles 7 as they play in the second quarter. Western Reserve back out on the offense. Saransky takes the snap, was going to try and drop and throw. He'll just pick up the bobbled snap, and he's going to lose a couple of yards, maybe a yard and a half, set up second down and 12.
Christian Witzel right there to make the tackle for the McDonald defense.
Approaching 3 minutes to play here in the first half, 28-7 in favor of McDonald. Western Reserve huddling up back at their 30-yard line.
Second and about 11 for Western Reserve.
McDonald dropping back in their defense, got the corners to the right and left, working with a single high safety. Alexander in motion. Saransky's going to keep the football, look for a seam, and he'll get across the 40. Down to the 44-yard line.
On the carry for Western Reserve, Schmidt and Schobel.
It's going to set up now a third down for Western Reserve.
It's third down.
Third down and 4.
Doing something special there on the ridge. 2:16.
Clock approaching, 2 minutes to play. First half, 28-7 in favor of McDonald. Again, coming up at halftime, first half stats. The PAC report with Commissioner Joanne Derko and the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. Western Reserve taking some time in the huddle. Seemed like the play came in a little bit late, and they are going to be forced to take a timeout. As that seemed like an extra long amount of time before the play came in.
Right.
Because you're in that tough situation where you don't have a natural quarterback running your offense, but you also don't want to be predictable.
Yeah, and that's basically what they are. And like I said, I think the number 4, his name is Alexander. I just watch how he returns the kicks. Even when he got that swing pass with no blocking, you can see his burst that he has. And it's a guy that I would be trying to get him involved so they can't just key on one guy. And that's really what they did. Once they got used to what they were doing, you see that it slowed down that running attack that Western Reserve had. They got to show some variety. It's kind of tough. It's kind of tough when you have, like you said, a natural quarterback in there who will step back and actually throw that football. That's not some of his strong points, but he definitely can run it.
It is third down and 4 for Western Reserve off the timeout. We remind you, you're listening to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. The Patricians are looking for post-high school and college talent to join their roster. For more information, check out the Youngstown Patricians on Facebook or call John Galbraith at 330-540-1099. And we know a little bit about those guys.
Yeah, just a little.
It's third down and 4. Saransky delays.
Oh, my.
Try to go up the middle, and he was spun down on a big tackle. Stepping up into the hole was Odell Houston. And when he steps up and makes the play, you see 6'3" and 350 on that tackle.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what you call hog tie there, because, he just grabbed him and whipped him him down from the head. But I'll tell you, if you would have gave that ball off to Alexander, everybody is keen on it. They all went inside. He gets that ball to the outside with his speed. I think he picks up that first down, if not more.
McDonald going to use one of their timeouts for Coach Williams. 93 seconds to go in the half. They want one more chance to have an offense possession here in the first half. Check in on the Guardians and White Sox. They play 0-0 in the bottom of the third inning. Now going to still in the bottom of the third inning. So McDonald trying to get the football back into the hands of their offense that has been one of the higher scoring teams in the Valley. We look at McDonald, you look at Girard, some of the big points that they put up. Poland so far this year.
Yeah.
Offenses have been prevalent across the Valley in the first 3 weeks of the season.
Yeah, that's been something. And as we always say, these weeks, boy, they go fast.
Okay. We were just doing a doubleheader week 1 not that long ago.
Yeah.
So 4th down and 2 for the Blue Devils. Serensky takes the snap. He's going to be bottled up and thrown down back near the 42-yard line. And that is going to give McDonald the football back with a minute and a half to play here in the half. And on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, halftime, Poland 10, Canfield 7. That game is over on Western Reserve Radio and AM 600 WRQX with Jim Craven and the coach Bob Gessler on that call.
Yeah.
I would say one of the bigger games in the Valley this week.
Yep. I disagree with that going for it there. It's enough time for McDonald to put more points on the board. I think you punt it. You got to punt it. You're down 21.
So 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils of McDonald from their own from the Western Reserve 42-yard line. Puckett to throw, one-on-one coverage downfield, and they threw a flag for interference.
Yep.
There's a flag down in the secondary.
So Josh Potts gets called for the interference. To me, it looked like he played the man and didn't turn back and play the football.
And that's exactly, he had no idea where the football was at. And that's because he allowed the receiver to get up on him. You can't do that. When you're ready to swivel, you got to swivel those hips and get moving backwards. You cannot try to run like he was doing and let him get up on top of him. Once that receiver gets up on top of you and get rid of your cushion, you're in trouble.
So they'll mark off the pass interference penalty and set the football down.
Yeah, that's something I always hated. I played against some of the best, Mark, I tell you. When I seen them get up on top of my cushion, I'm worried.
So they will turn. Puckett will drop the throw and was looking for Casey Miller and over Miller's head and incomplete. And you hear that old adage about a receiver. If we're even, I'm leaving.
That's absolutely right. You know, because he knows where he's going. So you don't want him to get up on top of you. Turn, swivel those hips, start running. Start sprinting, and then get the chance to start looking back for the football.
Hope your safety's there to help.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line for McDonald. Puckett under center, 3 receivers in the formation, 1 right and 2 to the left side. He'll turn, give the ball to Zajac. And Zajac bottled up and driven back by a couple of defenders there for Western Reserve.
Defense there.
Swarm of Western Reserve defenders. No gain on.
Coming up to make that stop defensively, that's Carson Myers, the junior. Wearing 24. This will bring up a 3rd down and 10 now for McDonald. We're down to 52 seconds, clock rolling here in the first half. Puckett sends a wingman in motion, gives it to him on the sweep, trying to turn the corner. He'll be knocked down at about the 23-yard line.
Van Meter on the carry.
That's Preston Van Meter getting the carry from the wingback spot, and McDonald going to use a timeout with 32 seconds to go in the half. And Western Reserve gave up that pass interference penalty, but they've stood strong the last couple of plays.
Yeah. This is a big play here because I believe McDonald want to put even more points on the board. Like you said, it's been 3 years. They are ready to break that streak. It's a big night, and they want to be up and comfortably up. And I think they want to get into the end zone once again.
You're listening to Sports Radio 1240, WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus Media station, and a Western Reserve Radio 2, part of the iMedia One Network. Mark Means, Dave Clark, Michael Rickard, Matthew Craven, Master Control Producer Dave Ferris, back at the iMedia studios in Struthers for Week 4 of high school football. We mentioned it coming out of the last break. Garraway and Girard is our Youngstown Patricians game of the week next week from Arrowhead Stadium. Third down and 6. Puckett to throw. Hit as he throws. Has a man open, and he's going to walk into the end zone. Casey Miller on the touchdown. And Puckett has thrown his 4th touchdown pass of this first half. With just 26 seconds to go. So that is Puckett to Miller from 23 yards out. So that makes it 34-7, pending the extra point. That is a low line drive by Larson that's up and good. And it's now McDonald 35 and Western Reserve 7. And we heard it in the Cleveland Cobras coach's corner. Coach Williams said, our senior class, they've never beat Western Reserve. This game means a lot to them.
Yeah, and you can see just the way they're playing and like the determination to get into that end zone once again and be up 28. I mean, he wants cushion, and he's just putting it on him. You know, and it's been years of frustration. We had an overtime loss last year, different things of that nature.
And you know, it's been, when you say wing T, you've got all kinds of options.
Right.
But what's impressed me the most has been their ability to throw the football.
Yeah, and their receivers are just running free. I don't know what they're doing out there. Are they playing man? Are they playing zone? That last play looked like a zone, but people were all out of position if it was a zone coverage, and guys are just running free in the secondary.
Kickoff brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard. For nearly 100 years, the Village Tavern has been an area favorite for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Find them at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard. His kick is going to be a short one, fielded at the 22, across the 25, 30, 35, still on his feet across the 40, and out near the 42-yard line.
33 on the big return for Western Reserve.
And that is number 33 that we don't have. We'll try and get you a name for that coming up at halftime. 19 seconds to go in the half. As we've seen Saransky at the quarterback spot.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of been a wildcat, single wing, depending on the generation you grew up in, what you like to call that formation.
Right.
So 1st and 10 for Western Reserve from their 43-yard line. Going to put 2 receivers out of the formation, one right, one left. Saransky to throw. Now he'll just try and take off. And he's going to get to the 45-yard line for a gain of 2. And we'll see if Western Reserve elects to snap the football.
Might as well not. Need to go to get regrouped as much as possible.
We have come to the end of the first half. At the break, it is McDonald 35, Western Reserve 7. You're listening to Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC. Find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome to the PAC Football Report, covering Week 2 games of the 2025 season on September 13th. I'm Joe Onderco. This week we will take a quick look back at the opening weekend on the gridiron in the President's Athletic Conference, while also previewing Week 2 games this Saturday. Defending league co-champion Grove City highlighted the slate with an impressive 31-14 road win at 2023 D3 National Champion Cortland. New St. Vincent coach Casey Goff earned the win in his Bearcat debut, 28-7 over Hilbert. In other action, Marietta edged Westminster 12-8, and Hiram fell at Heidelberg 65-27 on Thursday, while Teal dropped a 27-8 home final to Concordia, Wisconsin Friday. Other Saturday home finals included W&J falling to Utica 49-31, Bethany dropping a 41-6 final to Sewanee, Waynesburg defeated by John Carroll 48-14, and Allegheny losing 35-24 to Denison. Geneva fell on the road at Widener 44-18, while Case Western Reserve and Rowan finished in a lightning-shortened 17-17 tie. PAC Player of the Week honors in Week 1 went to St. Vincent junior wideout Chris Downs with 100 receiving yards and 2 TDs versus Hilbert. Sophomore cornerback Noah Wheeler of Grove City was Defensive Player of the Week with 2 interceptions at Cortland, and Bethany sophomore punter Caden Langley was Special Teams honoree with a 46.3-yard punt average versus Sewanee. Top newcomer was Grove City freshman kicker punter Brady Lane, who made all 5 kicks and averaged 40 yards per punt at Cortland. Highlighting the Week 2 slate is a pair of national powers, as 1-0 and 15th-ranked Grove City hosts last year's national runner-up, 1-0 and number 2 ranked Mount Union from the OAC at Thorne Field at 1 p.m. The Purple Raiders are 7-0-1 all-time against the Wolverines, but the teams have not met on the gridiron since a 30-14 Mount Union win back in 1979. Grove City head coach Andrew DiDonato previews this week's Division III heavyweight matchup.
When we knew we had 2 non-conference games, we decided right away that we wanted to find the best opponents in the country that we could play, and really just to see where we're at as a program and what it takes to win a national title or to play as a top team in the country. And obviously Mount Union is the standard. Just to get to play against such an elite program, we're just excited to see where our program's at.
Returning to the PAC as a full member for the first time since 1989, 0-1 Hiram hosts its first home game since returning to the league when they host 0-1 Oberlin from the NCAC at Henry Field in Hiram at 6 p.m. The Terriers faced their former conference opponents last season in Oberlin, with the Yeomen edging Hiram 20-17. First-year Hiram head coach Xavier Dupree talks about the excitement in his program as the Terriers rejoin the PAC.
Just to start something new, we've been see some different schools, different venues, things like that. Like I said, you have a lot of our alumni, older alumni who were in the pack and played in those games that are excited to see those rivalries and those games come back.
0-1 Geneva also opens its home schedule under the lights in Beaver Falls as the Golden Tornadoes host 1-0 Shenandoah from the ODAC at Reeves Field at 7 p.m. It's the first ever meeting on the gridiron between the two squads, with Shenandoah coming to town following a 25-6 season-opening victory over Methodist this past Saturday. Veteran GT head coach Gino DeMarco talks about the special night game environment that has developed for Geneva home contests through the years.
Playing Friday night football and high school football in this area is such a big emotional thing and a big draw in Western Pennsylvania. So we just felt that having Saturday night games and creating an event, at that time we had over 100-member band. We do a lot of community-type things to create an event.
In other Week 2 PAC gridiron action, all 8 other PAC teams play on the road, with 7 having 1 p.m. kickoffs. Allegheny at Juniata, Bethany at Kalamazoo, Case Western Reserve at Wabash, St. Vincent at Worcester, W&J at Hampton-Sydney, Waynesburg at Dickinson, and Westminster at Franklin and Marshall. Teal also plays on the road with a 3 p.m. kickoff at Adrian. That's all for this edition of the PAC Football Report. Log on to the conference website at www.pacathletics.org all season long for the latest news, scores, statistics, and other league information. You can also follow us on social media via X, Facebook, and Instagram. Links are available at the PAC website. I'm Joe Underko. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the stadium.
We welcome you back here to McDonald as the Western Reserve Marching Band out on the field for our halftime entertainment. McDonald with a 35-7 lead here at the break. Dave, let's take a look at the unofficial first half numbers. First for the visiting Western Reserve Blue Devils, Timmy Saransky, 18 carries, 72 yards, and a touchdown. He has played very well today out of that quarterback slash, direct snap.
Right. Yep. I just got to get him involved with some of the other teams because he's putting a lot of burden on him. So 18 carries the first half.
Nate Alexander carried it twice for 9 yards. Saransky 3 of 4 throwing the football for 8 yards. Alexander, his leading receiver with all 3 catches for a total of 8 yards. For the McDonald Blue Devils, Casey Miller, 6 carries for 29 yards and a touchdown. Drew Zajac, 6 carries for 21 yards. Preston Van Meter has 2 carries for 12 yards, and Crumpack carried at one time for 5 yards. Kyle Puckett, what a first half for the senior quarterback. 9 of 11, 191 yards, and 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, and he's been finding guys wide open, and why not take advantage of it? Launch it and get it out to him.
His leading receiver, Crumpack, 5 receptions for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jordan Perry has 2 receptions for 49 yards. Casey Miller has 2 catches for 27 yards and a touchdown. And that's, kind of what we've seen from this McDonald offense in the first half. There's not a go-to guy. There's not a feature back. They really spread the football around.
Right, and that's what you want to do because it gives you a lot more for the opponent to look at. What are you going to stop? You can't really key on one certain person because they're spreading it around, and that's the thing that we got to see Western Reserve do. Even though they don't have that, normal quarterback back there, but you got other weapons I see out there, and you got to go ahead and start giving them the ball and seeing what you can do with it.
35-7 is the lead for McDonald here at the half over Western Reserve. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, we'll jump into the Discount Power Sports Scoreboard. That's coming up next here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
The McDonald Marching Band brings us back here at halftime as the McDonald Blue Devils lead the Western Reserve Blue Devils 35-7 at the break. It's now time for the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. Discount Power Sports, which is your go-to store for discount ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bikes, and more. You can find them at 778 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 330-717-4441. Let's take a look at tonight's scoreboard, Dave, to see what interesting matchups we have in Week 4. Some teams getting into league play this week, others not yet. Approaching halftime, Warren Harding on top of Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, 17-6. St. V's off to a tough start in 25.
Yeah, we've been knowing them to usually be in the mix, but I don't, like we said off air, I don't even know if they won a game yet so far.
Painesville Riverside leading Austintown Fitch 14-10 as that game approaches halftime. Beaver Local a 7-0 lead over East Liverpool at the break. Second quarter, Brookfield looking for their second win of 2025 after they beat Sharpsville from Western Pennsylvania last week. They lead champion 14-3. Louisville and Campbell, they're in a low-scoring game at halftime with the Rockets on top of the Red Devils, 7-6. Salem, their high-powered offense is rolling tonight under head coach Ron Johnson, a 35-14 lead over Canton Catholic Central. Also tell you West Branch with a second quarter lead on Cheney at 20-6. And we will see Girard next week at Arrowhead Stadium. They have a 41-0 lead, Dave, over Struthers at the break.
Yeah, and when we talk about top teams that fail, I mean really fail off the cliff, it's Struthers.
Halftime, Garrettsville Garfield leading LeBray 20-6. South Range, Dave's favorite machine, is rolling again tonight. A 33-0 lead, first half lead over Lakeview. Forgot to mention this when we talked about top games. Undefeated Crestview at undefeated Liberty. 14-7 Liberty with the lead over Crestview, approaching halftime in that game. And those are two exciting football teams. We saw and was impressed by Liberty in week 1.
Yeah, absolutely. And that dual running back that they have, and they're still putting it together. And like you said, they're undefeated.
Halftime, Mineral Ridge with, I'd say, a little bit of an upset as they lead Jackson Milton by a score of 14-0 at the halftime in that game. And the intrigue of that is the previous Mineral Ridge head coach is now the head coach at Jackson Milton.
Oh, wow. Well, and they're going at each other, so that should be something with Andy Hicks back over there.
Right, so you got Coach Hake with Mineral Ridge and Coach Shaner with Jackson Milton. Hubbard with a 21-7 lead over Niles at Bo Ryan Stadium. We told you over on AM 600 WRQX, the Jim Craven and Coach Bob Gessler, they have the matchup between Poland and Canfield. 10-7 is the lead for Poland at the break. And I talk to Coach Pavlansky every week, and they put up a lot of points this year, but I think the thing that's been most impressive is the way they played defensively. They hold Canfield at just 7 at the break.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. You've got to be playing defense, and they're definitely doing that.
And unfortunately, earlier in the week, the game between Springfield and Waterloo was canceled. You and I talked about that on the phone earlier in the week. You know, Waterloo started the season with less than 20 players. They've had some injuries, so unfortunately they weren't able to play that game against Springfield tonight.
And it's really something, because I remember coaching a champion, and we went to Waterloo, and they came out with like 50 or 60 deep. And seeing that many players having that, and now down to what they have now, it's shame.
Saturday action, Warren F. Kennedy will face East, and that is a look at the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. And we will take another timeout. When we come back, we'll get Dave's keys to the second half for both teams. Halftime, McDonald 35, Western Reserve 7 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Wrapping up halftime here at McDonald at the Blue Devil Athletic Complex. Just a couple minutes to go. Both teams now making their way back out to the field to get the second half underway. And when you look at the game from a McDonald perspective, a 35-7 lead, you got a 28-point lead beginning the third quarter. And it's been a night where you've shown to the opposition that there are multiple aspects to the offense that you have to try to adjust to and slow down when you face McDonald.
Yeah, absolutely. And they haven't been able to really do anything. They got a couple little situations we've seen where they stymied them for a minute. But as long as when they went to the passing game, that just really unleashed everything. And they cannot stop them from passing the football. Great protection for the quarterback. And then there's no coverage in the secondary. So they're having a great time of throwing the football.
And, it was interesting the way that the passing game kind of grew, Dave. It was tunnel screens, quick outs to Jordan Perry, let him make a play with his speed and athleticism. Then it turned into, and then it was kind of underneath routes.
Yep.
And then they really decided to really open up the offense, and they've taken a lot of vertical shots.
Yeah, and I think once they seen that they had guys running free, even though they missed one, I think they just thought, hey, we're going to start going that way, and that's exactly what they've been doing.
Now, from the Western Reserve perspective, you've basically got your starting tailback playing quarterback. Yeah, he's had a great first half rushing the football for 71 yards, but he's already carried it 18 times in a situation where it's you haven't really been able to throw the football because you're asking someone who doesn't really do that.
Right, that's true, and I think you can still run the football, but you got to use your other assets. You got a lot of guys coming in motion. He's putting the ball in their belly and taking it away, and I think you have to have a discussion with him. Hey, reading really good. You see a guy got an opportunity to making a play on the outside, allow him to get that ball, and it takes some pressure off of them. And not only that, it opens up the offense for more things that McDonald got to look at and try to stop. But then when you just got one ball carrier, it's an easy task all night long.
So how critical then now does this drive become for this first possession for Western Reserve?
Well, it's absolutely imperative that they go down the field. That sounds crazy, but they have to. They can't 3 and out. That's the worst thing that can happen to them, 3 and out, and then punting the football.
So McDonald won the toss. They took the football to start off our game this evening.
Mm-hmm.
Starting to get used to 1 o'clock kickoffs.
Yeah.
And now they will give the football to Western Reserve to begin tonight's third quarter. And it's kind of been the underlying theme we talked about. The last 3 matchups have gone the way of Western Reserve, winning 27-19 by 8 points in 2022, winning by 20 points in 2023, 34-14. Last year's game was just a 1-point win for Western Reserve, 35-34. And it really does feel like when you talk to Coach Williams, when you talk to people around the community, McDonald, they've been building for this season.
Yeah, for this season, and they're ready, and they want to put a stamp of approval on this. They've been dominated. Basically, these kids here are seniors since they've been freshmen. They want to put a stamp of approval on this here night and show that, hey, how much they have grown, and it's a different task now, and it's been rough for Western Reserve tonight.
And for just joining us, it is McDonald's 100th year of football, 618 wins and counting, obviously with the rest of this season still to be played out. So
yeah,
averaging a little more than 6 wins a game. 6 wins a season, excuse me. Second half kickoff is underway. Slow roller fielded at the 15, across the 20, 25-30, 35-40, 45-50, 45-40, down the sidelines inside the 30, and knocked out of bounds nearly 27-yard line. Nate Alexander takes the Village Tavern second half kickoff and runs it down inside the 30-yard line.
And that's the guy I've been clamoring for all first half. He's coming in motion. He's had opportunities on the outside. If they get him the ball, just allow him to use his speed just to put some diversity in there so they won't be keying on the quarterback. And that's the guy that you need to get the ball. And, boy, he almost took that one to the house.
So they spot the football at the 26-yard line. First down and 10 for Western Reserve. Got Saransky at the quarterback spot. Alexander, the deep back, 2 yards behind him. Fakes the pitch. Saransky's going to keep the football. And he's going to get near the line of scrimmage. Might have got about a yard on that carry. Sets up a second down and 9.
On the carry for Western Reserve.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that.
There to make the stop.
That's okay. He did that one, but they got to do put some diverse in this offense because, man, McDonald has got this down pat of what to do. And they're stopping him right at the point of attack.
Second down, long 9 for Western Reserve. Just underway here, third quarter. Western Reserve left to right here in this third quarter. They'll put 2 receivers, 1 to each side, wing to the right side. Saransky swings it into the flat to Alexander. Alexander try to make the first man miss, and he'll fall forward down to the 24-yard line. Maybe closer to the 23-yard line. It'll bring up second down and long now for Western Reserve.
Yeah, that outside guard, when they're doing that play there, needs to delay just a little longer and then go. And that player that he had to try to maneuver to get the extra yardage, he wouldn't have to do that. He'd be blocked, and it'd give him an opportunity to get more upfield.
Third down 8 from the 24-yard line. Saransky takes the snap, and he's just going to lower the shoulder and push the pile forward. And it's going to bring up a fourth down and just about 7 yards to go for Western Reserve as we go under 10 minutes to play here in tonight's third quarter.
Yeah, I tell you, I don't like to be critical or anything more. I don't want to be, but it's just tough watching the Nazir situation because there's no variety in it. You know that he's going to fake the ball and then try to plow into the line, and you're not getting very much of anything. And now they're in a situation where fourth down.
Fourth down, long 6. Saransky to throw. Now he'll keep it, try to step to the outside, and he'll get down to about the 21-yard line. And that'll be a turnover on downs for Western Reserve, and McDonald will take over with 9:37 to play here in the third quarter, leading 35-7.
Yeah, I think even though they have 35-7, when we talk about going for the juggler, I think they will do that. They're absolutely putting a statement out there in this game tonight and letting everybody know in the conference they are not joking and looking for a title.
Discount Power Sports scoreboard. Mineral Ridge starting to pull away from Jackson Milton now with a 21-0 lead on the big play of 79 yards to make it 21-0. Mineral Ridge over Jackson Milton on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard. Puckett sends Miller in motion. He'll give the ball to Zajac. And Zajac across the 25 out near the 27-yard line.
Zajac on the carry for McDonald.
He's going to pick up about 5 yards. And sets up a second down and a 5 for McDonald.
Defense. 2nd and 5.
And this is what you were talking about. You know, the next play, they'll go to another player, and they just got so much diverse plays on offense that you really can't key on any one person. And then they'll pass the football, too. So it's really tough.
2nd and 5 from the 28-yard line. Puckett gives the ball to Casey Miller, sweeping towards the short side of the formation.
It's close.
Miller's going to get a couple down near the 32. It's going to be a couple yards shy. Set up a third down and short 2.
Gain of about 4 on the play brings up 3rd and 1.
8.5 minutes to play here, third quarter. 35-7 is the score in favor of McDonald. And you mentioned not a player to be able to key on defensively, but on the other hand, it shows the confidence that the coaching staff has to put the ball in anyone's hand.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's how you instill confidence in your players, is allowing different players to get involved, and it just opens up the door for a lot of things.
3rd and 2. Give it to the fullback, Zajac. He'll have the first down. As Zajac's out to about the 34-yard line, that'll move the chains. And we're going to see a substitution at the quarterback spot. It looks like Tyler Nalbach will now check in at the quarterback spot. Actually, no. Nalbach's going to check in, but Puckett will remain at the quarterback spot. Nalbach, 6 foot, 205 pounds, and a sophomore, wearing 13 for the Blue Devils. Puckett under center. Wingman goes in motion. They give that ball to Miller. Across the 40, 45, 50, cuts back 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, and they'll knock him down at about the 13-yard line. That's Casey Miller on the carry. And we've seen him touch the football a few times in the first half. That is his biggest play from scrimmage.
Yeah, absolutely. That thing was wide open when he got the ball and went to the outside. It did excellent on that, converging that defense in and smashing them down into the inside. left this whole outside wide open. And that's one thing you got to get as the defensive end. Get upfield and turn everything in. He did not do that. He allowed the blocker to get to his outside shoulder. And, boy, was that wide open.
53 yards for Miller, who now has 85 yards rushing. He's going to get it again, running short side. Cuts back, lowers the shoulder. He's going to be pushed. Did they say touchdown? It was a late indication if it was. And that is going to be a running touchdown for Casey Miller from 11 yards out. It's now 41-7 in favor of McDonald.
Yeah, it's a definite statement. They letting them know.
So Miller's 11-yard rush puts him at 96 yards on the ground and 2 touchdowns. Larson on for the extra point. Snap high, they get it down, extra point on the way, and good. 6:19 to play, third quarter. McDonald 42, Western Reserve 7. We're back after a quick break on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team Pride Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
So Casey Miller's second rushing touchdown has put this lead out to 42-7 in favor of the McDonald Blue Devils. And we're awaiting the Village Tavern kickoff. Village Tavern is one of the area's favorite local spots for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Located at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, or online at villagetavern3.com. Now, we put all these advertisers, all these restaurants around the valley, and I'm ready to have a small buffet by the time the game's over to myself. So McDonald will kick the football away. Larson has it teed up from the 40. End over end, short kick, hits at the 20, and that's going to roll out of bounds, and the flag will fly. And it's been a fairly penalty-free game so far tonight, Dave.
Yeah, it really has. We haven't had a lot of flags. The flags that we did get, it was obvious. Things did happen, but it wasn't too many. And this is that's the thing about it. When you think about Western Reserve, now they did have a lot of really that's this type of things in the concentration where they're moving on the offensive line, but really it's been penalty-free. So you figure if they could play complimentary football, they might, I'm not saying they'll be in the game, but they'll just pose a problem for McDonald at times. Right now, we don't see that. No diversity out there. Got to do that.
Saransky heads into the huddle. 5 minutes, 20 seconds, clock rolling. We are now in continuous clock here in the third quarter. So Saransky will have Nate Alexander to his right, single receivers to his right and left, and a wing to the left side. Saransky going to give it to Alexander. Deep in the corner across the 40,
what I'm
45, 50, and down nearly 46-yard line. He has an extra gear when he turns the corner, Dave.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm just watching how he returned kicks and different things. When he's in the open field, he can make something happen. And he got past that one tackle there. He might have been in the end zone.
So 19 yards on the gain, out to the 46-yard line of Western Reserve. Of McDonald. Western Reserve left to right here in this third quarter. 4 minutes, 22 seconds on the clock here in the third.
And I tell you, Mark, number 33, even though we don't know who he is because he's not on the roster, and whoever that is, he's another guy, when he gets the ball, he can run. So, try to use some of that talent in there.
So they will run it with Saransky.
There he's gone.
And he'll have a nice gain on the play.
See, I like that now. Now you can go back and go with some other guys and keep it going. You don't want that kid worn down. So he's a tough kid to playing out of position at quarterback, running this ball the way he does, but you don't want to wear him out. It's the fourth game of the season. You hate to see anything, happen with him where you wear him completely out before the season's over.
So we are able to confirm 33 is Vito Armini.
Okay.
So 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line for Western Reserve. Going to put receivers to each side of the formation. Saransky was able to avoid the initial defender and lower his shoulder and drive down to about the 31-yard line.
Saransky on the carry for Western.
There's a little bit more of a rhythm to the offense here in this third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5.
2nd down and 5. 3 minutes to play here in the third quarter.
And I think that's all we need to do. Let's get some diversity because they got some weapons there. They can do some things. Not that I can see them contending with McDonald and with they just got so much in that passing game added to it. It's just really tough. But you see some talent they got in Western Reserve, so they got to just use it, spread it out.
Saransky out of the shotgun, takes the high snap, puts it in the hands of Alexander.
Yeah, I think that was a different back in there, Mark, too.
Let's see who the ball carrier was.
Like number 24. Yeah, it is.
So 24 is Carson Myers who gets the carry.
Yeah.
The junior getting his first touch today.
Mm-hmm.
So it brings up 3rd down, long 2 for Western Reserve. Under 2 minutes to play here in today's third quarter. Don't forget San Francisco 49ers football back here on Sports Radio 1240 on Sunday. Pregame at noon, kickoff at 1:05. The ball rolls back to Saransky, picks it up, turns the corner, goes down the sidelines and heads for the end zone. And Saransky picks up the loose ball and runs 28 yards for the Western Reserve touchdown.
Well, I'll tell you, the dribbling of that snap was actually through the timing of the defense off, and he was able to pick that ball up on a dead run, find an opening, and he was gone for 6.
So that makes it 42-13. Puts Saransky over 100 yards rushing, 108 on 2 touchdowns. Alton Ramsey now on to attempt the extra point.
108 yards.
And Nate Alexander, who's done a little bit of everything, will now hold for Western Reserve. Snap down, extra point on the way, and that kick is up and plenty good. 90 seconds to play in this third quarter. It is now McDonald 42, Western Reserve 14 on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit PAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
A minute 30 to play here in tonight's third quarter on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. It's McDonald 42 and Western Reserve 14. We've got 90 seconds to play in tonight's fourth quarter. Hard to believe, Dave, we will hit the midway point of the season next Friday.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Where does it go? I mean, we're right at the halfway point next week. It's unbelievable.
So Alton Ramsey, who wears 76, will now kick off for Western Reserve. Kickoff brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard, located at 746 North Main Street, or online at villagetavern3.com. Ramsey's kick fielded by one of the up men who was able to fall forward all the way across the 45 to the 46-yard line. Had a little bit of pushing and shoving away from the play, but that settled down. Really starting to feel like we're now into the full swing of football. High school football in week 4, college football. I still don't understand why they call it week 0. It's the first week of games. That's got to be week 1.
Well, that's just week 1. We ain't not calling it 0.
So we are now into week 3 of college football.
Mm-hmm.
Ohio State has an interesting game tomorrow because, are they favored by 35.5 over Ohio? They are, but they come off a win against West Virginia in Morgantown.
Yeah, they did, but it doesn't matter. That's a smash.
So they give the ball from a Puckett. He hands off to Zajac. Zajac will get about 2 yards and bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Zajac on the carry for McDonald.
Now, Ohio State hosting Ohio. They'll have the bye week next week. And then what I think is an interesting game. Yes, is it a game the Buckeyes should win? They should. But going to Washington to play the Huskies is never easy.
Yeah, you gotta stay focused. Going up there in the old great Northwest. You don't want to go up there and have some problems because you can.
Memories of a lot of great quarterbacks slinging it there for the Huskies.
Oh, yeah.
2nd and 9 from the 47-yard line of the Blue Devils. Miller goes in motion. They'll give him the football, turn in the corner. He'll get across midfield and down to about the 47-yard line of Western Reserve. But it's going to set up 4th down and about a long 3 now for McDonald.
It makes it 3rd and 4.
And the Blue Devils look like they're going to be content, Dave, to roll the clock down. And we will head to tonight's 4th quarter. After 3, it is McDonald 42, Western Reserve 14. Stay tuned. The Lena's Pierogi House 4th quarter is next here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax, you'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. Are you ready to hit the gridiron and make your mark? The Cleveland Cobras are recruiting players and coaches for the upcoming Premier Amateur Football League season. We're looking for passion, grit, and the relentless drive to win. Whether you're a seasoned vet or hungry rookie, your shot starts now. Join a brotherhood, build a legacy, strike with the Cobras. Follow us on Facebook at Cleveland Cobras Football, or for league information, visit TAFLfootball.com to get started today. Team, pride, Cobras. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
As we welcome you back for the 4th quarter, 42-14 McDonald leading Western Reserve. On the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, 3rd quarter, Canfield 14, Poland 13. Puckett will go under center. He'll hand the ball to Casey Miller. Miller now cuts up between the numbers, and he'll get across the 45, down to the 44-yard line. And he's close to a 1st down, but there is a flag on the play. 3rd quarter, Hubbard 28, Niles 7, also on that Discount Power Sports scoreboard.
Boy, Niles is having it rough.
So waiting to sort out the penalty. There hasn't been a lot of those tonight so far.
No. We probably spoke too soon. Start putting a whammy on them, and now they start flying out.
They got a personal foul.
A personal foul
on both sides.
On each team, so that'll offset.
In Western Reserve, those will be offsetting.
Yeah, you had a scuffle there in the middle. between the fullback and the number 56.
You were on the edge, so you never got involved in stuff like that, right?
No comment.
I got no answer out of that one.
No comment.
Well, you've learned a lot of the tricks that you learned over the years, and to say I've taken those and used them in broadcast would be an understatement.
Yeah.
The same color gloves as the opposition.
Yes.
We've learned all kinds of things.
All kinds of things. With all the information, it was a blessing to be able to practice every day on the practice field that we did. That was actually also the Philadelphia Eagles practice field. So learning from Wes Hopkins, Ray Ellis, guys like that, telling you what you could do and things you can try to do and put to your game. Man, that was having some mentoring that I never thought I would ever have.
Of course, Dave playing at D2 Cheney State in the Philadelphia area before your professional career began.
Yep.
So it is going to be 1st and 10 for McDonald at the 44-yard line of Western Reserve. Two receivers go to the left. They will hand the ball to Zajac across the 40, 35-30, 25-20. He'll go out of bounds. They're going to stay right at the 20-yard line with a big gain of 24 yards for the senior, Drew Zajac.
Yeah, nice run there. Looked like a flag out there. Is it one? Yeah, picking it up. Did you just pick it up? Oh, no. Holding.
Yeah, they got a block, illegal block now called on McDonald. Going to wipe out that 20-plus yard run from Zajac. Mineral Ridge with a 27-0 lead now over Jackson Milton.
Boy, they putting it on him. They're really putting it on him there, Mark.
So this will wipe out the run and put the football now back into McDonald's own territory.
I think that very well could be for a young guy. Two really good teams, two really good coach teams.
So McDonald going to get the play. Brought in. Coach Williams has a couple of questions for our official tonight. So he's got Kyle Puckett with him, looking for an answer. Now they'll bring in a couple more of our officiating crew. I don't know if it was a question of the spot of the football or what this might be, Dave.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what's going on here. 15-yarder at the spot, I guess. Just back there.
Ball back to the McDonald 48-yard line. We are under 11 minutes now to play in tonight's fourth quarter.
Oh, what a hole.
Run it to the outside across the 50 and down to about the 47-yard line. That is a new running back checking in there for McDonald. That is Caleb Gallner, number 5, a 5'7", 165-pound junior getting the carry.
Yeah, getting a couple of new guys. He had a nice little burst there and a big hole open once again.
So Kyle Puckett going to get the play and bring it into the huddle. We talked about it. You know, most of this starting lineup, especially the skill players, all seniors.
Yes.
So it brings up a 2nd down and 12 from the 47-yard line. Gallner going to get it again. He'll get across the 45. And he's going to get back the penalty yard. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9 now for McDonald. And we've got a player down on the field for Western Reserve at the 45-yard line.
Here go the old proverbial cramping. As you can tell, it's still nice out, but it has cooled down. And that's when it starts happening. Warm day, very warm, a lot of sunshine. And then now it's cooled down, and here come the cramping.
I can't remember the last time it rained.
Yeah, you're right.
I feel like it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been nice. I haven't had to cut my lawn as much this year.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
that's the one thing I will not complain about. We are just a second under 10 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. 42-14 is the lead for McDonald We've got a stoppage in play with a Western Reserve player down on the field at the 45-yard line. And we mentioned it just a couple minutes ago. 1-point lead for Canfield in that game being played in the second half. And let's see now, Hubbard pulling away from Niles, now leading 35-7.
Oh, boy.
In the second half. Hubbard will have a huge game no matter what happens in the Poland-Canfield game tonight. Hubbard and Poland will meet next Friday.
Oh, man. There you go at it again. Find out where they're at there.
I believe that game will be played at Hubbard. Now 21-13 Canfield as they started the fourth quarter. Again, that game over on AM 600 WRQX with Jim Craven and the coach Bob Gessler. Matt Marr producing. That's initially it looked like a cramp, and it still does, but that has been persistent. They've tried to work out.
Yeah, tell you this. Hydration, you know that's me, Mr. Hydration. I learned the hard way.
Let's see, getting up, making his way off the field. That is Wyatt Len, number 15, a junior. Nice round of applause. Good crowd filing in here tonight for this one. Not a lot of room in the stands here in front of us on the home side. And a good section filled from Western Reserve coming over from Berlin Center for this game tonight as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a nice setting for a game, too. Absolutely great setting for high school football.
Love doing games at the historic old stadium, but this one is also fun to call games from as well. Yeah. 3rd down and 9 for McDonald. Puckett going to give it to Zajac, try to spin off the first tackle, and he's going to be knocked down shy of the 40-yard line. This is going to bring up 4th down and about 7 yards, and looks like McDonald will be content to punt the football away.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen. It's almost like, what's going on?
I think this will be Brady Lochner's first appearance as the punter, 6'1", 160-pound senior. And who is back for Western Reserve? Nate Alexander, the senior.
Yeah, he's the guy that they got to utilize.
McDonald, a man down. They will bring in Arthur Zaccone, a senior, on the punt protection team. Snap back to Alexander is going to be the returner. He'll come up on it, make the fair catch at the 15-yard line. Gives us a chance to tell you tonight's fourth quarter brought to you by Lena's Pierogi House, your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. You can visit Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry out, or call Lena's Pierogi House 234-254-8532.
Yeah, we're starting at, like you said, the high school to getting into conference play, college. As you said, we're getting right on the brink of starting their conference play. And then the pros, I can't believe how they start off the season. Great football game.
Unbelievable matchup.
I mean, it's been great. That Baltimore-Buffalo game was great. You know, even the Browns game.
That Baltimore-Buffalo game was more stressful for some than others.
Yeah, we like to put a blood pressure machine on them during that game.
So Saransky's going to pitch that ball to the outside and breaking free, running down the sidelines across midfield. And then Alexander broke the tackle, and he's going to take this one all the way to the house.
He's the guy I've been talking about that needs to touch the ball.
85 yards on the run by Nate Alexander.
He's the guy that I thought he needs to touch the ball more, takes so much off the quarterback, who's done a fantastic job of running the football. I just think it keeps him pressure, and he becomes the weapon, and Alexander got some speed.
So that will now put 2 ball carriers over 100 yards for Western Reserve. Alexander, 4 for 113 and a touchdown. Saransky, 23 for 108 and 2 scores. Now Alton Ramsey will come on to attempt the extra point. Snap a little errant. Holder gets it down, and the extra point is no good. So with 8:40 to play here in the fourth quarter, it is now McDonald 42, and Western Reserve 20. We'll step aside for a quick break and be back with more on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. We will keep it right here in McDonald. 8:40 to play here in the fourth quarter. And Western Reserve put up back-to-back impressive scoring drives the last two times they've had the football. And what has it been about Nate Alexander that's impressed you?
Yeah, I just seen, even though he was not getting the football, it was just the plays they were running. They were so concentrated on the quarterback. And you can see if he get in space, he's going to be a problem. I've seen his speed, you can see he's a problem. But he's not getting the ball. And I said, if he can just get that football, he'll have an opportunity to make something happen. And we see it just then. And I tell you, Perry got some speed too, because he was right with him all the way and probably should have made that tackle, but he pulled through that tackle and ran it in. 85 yards.
You are listening to Sports Radio 1240 WBBW Youngstown, a Cumulus media station, as we approach 9 o'clock. And Western Reserve Radio 2, part of the iMedia One Network. Mark Means, Dave Clark, Michael Rickard on the numbers. Matthew Craven, our producer. Dave Ferris, executive producer tonight at the iMedia One Network studios in Struthers. And now Alton Ramsey will handle the kickoff duties for Western Reserve. Kickoffs, of course, all season long, right here on Western Reserve Radio, brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard. Ramsey runs up on the football. He'll just pound this one in the turf, try to get a loose ball, pile up at the 47-yard line. And I think McDonald came out of there with the loose football.
Yeah, I didn't see the aggression for a nice kick like that. The aggressiveness of the kicking team was not there. Because you should go there and blow guys up so that other guys can go and recover the ball.
Not that you really ever know the way a football is going to bounce, but when you drive it in the turf like that, it could go any direction. It could go anywhere. So that what you want to do is cause chaos. Just run up there in full speed and make contact with guys, and that ball will be fluttering around somewhere. So McDonald has the football on the 47-yard line. And we've got something on the field back at the 40-yard line that looks like the tee was still out there, so they pick that up and get that to the Western Reserve sidelines. That would have been a safety hazard.
Oh, yeah. Great pickup out of right there to see.
So Kyle Puckett going to go under center, and he's going to hand the football off to Casey Miller, sweeping around the wide side.
He's close to the first down. He got it, though.
Miller's going to have that first down all the way out to the 40-yard line. Guardians now with a 3-0 lead in the top of the 8th inning. A rare, strong start for Tanner Bybee tonight.
You said rare, too, huh?
I call it like it is. The guy that wants to be the ace but has not pitched like it the second half of the season.
Yeah.
When we roll towards 8 minutes to play here in the fourth quarter, McDonald taking their time in the huddle. They'll now come to the line. Puckett under center. Receiver to the right, wing to the left. They'll give it again to Casey Miller. Miller slips through a little hole, and he is all the way across the 30-yard line. And he'll have a McDonald first down, give him a gain of 11. Miller, 5'8", 170. It does not take him long to accelerate. That puts him now at 128 yards unofficially tonight.
Yeah, he's close to almost 10 yards a carry. It look like he has 13 carries for 128 yards. He's almost at 10 yards a carry when he touched that football.
7.5 minutes to play, fourth quarter next week on the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week. Sugar Creek, Garaway, and Girard from Arrowhead Stadium. 6:40 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff. Puckett turns, once again gives the ball to Casey Miller. And Miller's going to get across the 30, down to about the 28-yard line before being tossed down. He's going to have 4. Brings up a 2nd down and 6. Second in. A short 6 for McDonald. Game clock now at 6 minutes and 40 seconds to play here in the fourth quarter. 42-20, the lead for McDonald. Puckett sends Van Meter in motion. He's going to run it right up the middle. And that's going to be Zajac on the carry for a McDonald first down.
Zajac on the carry for the Blue Devils.
Coach Williams just content this drive to keep it on the ground and try and work some clock. First and 10. Ball on the 18-yard line. Puckett gets the play from Coach Williams. He'll bring it in. Looking ahead for these two teams next week. We'll get you that after the snap of the football. Receiver to the left. Van Meter in motion to the left. They'll run it again with Zajac. And Zajac got pushed back at the 16-yard line. Next week, McDonald will face Jackson Milton, who's in a battle tonight with Mineral Ridge. And Western Reserve will face the 1-2 Lowville Rockets. Second down and 8 from the 16-yard line. Blue Devils taking some time in the huddle, running that clock down here in this Lina's Pierogi House fourth quarter. You hear that McDonald marching band off to our left. We're going to hand the ball off to Casey Miller.
Good play there.
And Miller is going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage.
One of the better plays on defense there to get penetration and get right there to him.
Blair of Western Reserve.
That's Mikey Blair, who's had a nice game defensively for Western Reserve tonight on the stop.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Get inside the gap, run that running back down, and he did a great job on that play.
So third down and 8 now for McDonald. We are under 4.5 minutes to play in tonight's fourth quarter. (21-13) last report. Canfield on top of Poland. That's going to be Miller again, trying to get to the outside, inside the 10.
Needs to be there for first down.
He's going to have the first down. They'll spot him out of bounds at the 7. It'll be first and goal for the McDonald Blue Devils.
Yeah, I mean, they're not making it or being shy of what they're going to do. You know they're getting ready to run the football, Mark, and you got to be ready to stop that.
And Miller's kind of become the back that's gotten the majority of the work here in the second half. His carries have started to climb here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I mean, they have shared it, like you said, but it seems like his runs have been more effective than anybody's from the backfield position.
Right, his runs, and they've been, for the most part, to the perimeter as well.
Yeah. He gets out there, he finds the little creases to get inside of, and he does a good job of doing that.
First and goal from the 7-yard line. Miller gets the carry, ran right into the arms of one of the defenders for Western Reserve. Able to fall forward for about a yard. Joe Rovanak there to make the initial contact on Miller.
Big thing you said there, fall forward. And any coach, a running back coach, he loves that when he can see his running back is always falling forward, because that's the key. Everything going forward. He does a good job of doing just that. Give Miller
2 yards, second and goal from the 5, 3.5 minutes clock running fourth quarter. One receiver way outside the numbers to the left. Van Meter in motion. Van Meter gets the football And Van Meter's going to score from 5 yards out, his first touchdown of the night. And McDonald has put up 48 points now in this game. They've now exceeded their season average of 46 points per game. So 3:13 to go. Van Meter from 5 yards out. And now it'll be Anthony Larson on to attempt the extra point. And that kick is going to be blocked and no good. So we've got 3:13 to play here in the fourth quarter. McDonald 48, Western Reserve 20. We'll step aside for a break on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
3:13 to play here in the Lena's Pierogi House fourth quarter. A 48-20 lead for McDonald. And their offensive machine, we've got a lot of machines in the Valley this year, but this one has exceeded their average now of 46 points per game.
Yeah.
So Larson will be on for the kick. Kickoff's brought to you by the Village Tavern in Hubbard. That kick is going to be a low line drive, fielded and brought across the 20, 25, trying to get outside to the 30 and thrown down near the 32-yard line. And that's Nate Alexander on the return. So one more chance for an offensive possession for the Blue Devils. And we've got a whistle and a timeout called by Western Reserve. And we can tell you that fourth quarters all season long are brought to you by Lena's Pierogi House, your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. You can visit them at Lena's Pierogi House on Facebook to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in and carry-out. Call Lena's Pierogi House at 234-254-8532. That's what I love about that weekly lineup, Dave. It's something different every week.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many choices that you could always pick out something to try when you visit Lena's Pierogi House.
Yeah, we know about Lena's.
Yes, we do. We may have overindulged when we went.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we just know that we got to do it and don't come try to broadcast. Do not do that.
Yeah, that
is prohibited.
Yeah, that was not the best plan we've ever had as a group before.
Oh my goodness, you fool! You're so sleepy. You're trying to broadcast the game, boy.
I believe that night's contest wasn't very close either.
Yeah, that didn't help matters at all.
So 1st and 10 for Western Reserve. 2:58 to play in tonight's fourth quarter. Some new numbers in there for Western Reserve. They're going to hand it off on first down. That looked like Michael Squibbs, number 6 on the carry.
Squibbs on the carry for Western Reserve. Take it down by.
No gain on the play for Squibbs. 2nd down and 10. Also got Wesley James, number 9, in there at the quarterback spot.
Mm-hmm.
2 minutes, 25 seconds on the fourth quarter clock. To put one receiver to the right and 2 to the left side. James puts Squibbs in motion. He'll swing it out to him in the flat. And we've got a flag on the play. Loose ball on the turf, picked up by McDonald at the 40 and brought back down the sidelines near the 20-yard line. But there's a penalty flag back at the 34-yard line. So we'll have to sort out that penalty. I think it was where it was thrown. I think initially I thought it was a face mask, but
I don't know what was going on that play.
So the penalty was on Western Reserve.
Well, it is McDonald's ball, it looked like.
They're going to decline it, and McDonald will take over the football with 1:55 to play here in the fourth quarter, leading 48-20.
I think they're going to try to put a 50 spot. I hate to say it, but I think they might try to get 50.
They did last week. They put 56 up on Grand Valley.
You know, they're going to try to get this to 55 if they can.
In a 56-28 win last week over Grand Valley. 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. Guardians now a 4-0 lead. Tanner Bybee still in the ball game at 91 pitches in the 9th.
Yeah, I think they are just going to run the clock out.
So they're just going to have everybody go in tight, and Puckett's going to take a knee.
Yep.
So that will begin running the clock here in the Lena's Pierogi House fourth quarter. So they'll snap it again around a minute. They'll need a couple more snaps of the football before the Blue Devils improve to 4-0 on the season.
Yeah, what they're doing there, that's good. It shows some class there. They could have just tried to run it up, but, you know, they got the win. Convincing win. I know the score is 48-20, but it was complete domination, really. Had some nice, exciting plays. I'm sorry about that, Mark.
You're good. Puckett, again, just going to go under center with some protection. He'll step back about a yard and take the snap. And that will run the clock now down under a minute to go here in the fourth quarter. As always, big thank you to not only the game day staff here at McDonald, but also to the athletic director here for another great position just off the 50-yard line. Had some fantastic views to watch games so far this year, Dave.
Yep, and that's been a blessing. We've been in places where it wasn't fun over the years, but I tell you, we have had some great venues to go to, and it's really been nice to be able to broadcast games from them.
We'll have another great venue next week for Garraway and Girard, and there'll be no need to snap the football anymore tonight. McDonald improves to 4-0 as they defeat Western Reserve by a final score of 48-20. With the loss, Western Reserve will drop on the season now to 1-3. We'll take a break. We'll come back, begin the postgame show next here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Time to begin the post-game show here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Dave, time to dive into the unofficial numbers for tonight. We first start off with the Western Reserve Blue Devils. Nate Alexander, only 4 carries tonight, but 113 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, that's a nice average to have right there, Mark. Almost 29 yards a carry.
Timmy Saransky, 23 rushes for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. Vito Armini carried it once for 10 yards. Throwing the football, Saransky 4 of 5 for 9 yards. His leading receiver on the night was Nate Alexander, who had 4 catches for 9 yards. For McDonald, Casey Miller goes over 100 yards tonight, 17 carries, 142, and a pair of touchdowns.
Yeah, he was a consistent runner who made a lot of first downs. He definitely did that.
Drew Zajac had 12 carries for 46 yards. Preston Van Meter carried it 3 for 17 yards and a touchdown. Puckett through the air, highly effective, 9 of 11, 191 yards and 4 touchdowns. I don't believe he threw the ball in the second half.
Yeah, I don't think he did. He was just so efficient that first half. He looked great out there.
Leading receiver Crumpack, 5 receptions for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jordan Perry, 2 for 49 and a score. And Casey Miller, 2 for 27 yards and a touchdown. And the 48-20 win tonight for the McDonald Blue Devils, who are 4-0 and have been impressive in those 4 wins.
They absolutely impressed me tonight. And just the versatility they have of not having just one player. They got several that can hurt you. And they spread it around and seem like everybody is satisfied. And you keep this, that's a great team spirit to have. And they look really great out there tonight.
On the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, third quarter, Hubbard 42, Niles 7. Braden Songer, 282 yards and 3 touchdowns for the first-year starting quarterback for the Eagles.
Oh, man, he did a highlight show there, I'm sure. And kind of surprised, because we didn't know what Hubbard would be this year. But they absolutely been playing well.
They will have a big one against Poland next week at Memorial Stadium in Hubbard. We'll take our final break. We will come back and wrap this one up tonight on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240. Discount Power Sports LLC is continuing to grow. They offer ATVs, dirt bikes, go-karts, electric bicycles, while offering off-road power sport repair services. Located at 758 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to the newly renovated Village Tavern. Discount Power Sports LLC also offers financing and accepts all major credit cards. Discount Power Sports LLC, find them online at discountpowersports.biz. Discount Power Sports LLC, where value meets adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
Are you ready to join the legacy? This is your chance to become part of something special with the Youngstown Patricians. Honoring the proud football tradition of the Valley, we're on the lookout for talented post-high school athletes who want to make their mark on the field. Whether you're a seasoned high school athlete, college, or former professional player, develop your skills and become part of a team that values hard work, dedication, and community spirit. Don't wait. Begin your path to the gridiron by visiting youngstownpat.com or contacting us on Facebook at the Youngstown Patricians. Be bold, be legendary, join the Youngstown Patricians today. The Village Tavern's been a beloved local landmark in Hubbard, Ohio for nearly a century, and now it's better than ever. Recently renovated and still serving up the same warm hospitality, the Village Tavern is your go-to spot for great food, cold drinks, and a laid-back atmosphere. Whether you're stopping in for dinner, catching up with friends, or just looking to relax,
You'll enjoy a full menu of American favorites, rotating drink specials, and friendly service that makes every visit memorable. Be sure to visit the Village Tavern at 746 North Main Street in Hubbard, right next to Repair That Glass. To learn more, go to villagetavern3.com. We now return you to the Youngstown Patricians High School Football Game of the Week.
Time to wrap things up here on the post-game show. A big win tonight for McDonald, 48-20 over the visiting Western Reserve Blue Devils, and a win for the senior class in their last matchup against Western Reserve.
Yeah, and that's how you want to do. You want to go out with that one. You know, you have lost these guys 3 years in a row, so to go out like this and really be dominant as they was tonight, it's a nice send-off.
One more score on the Discount Power Sports scoreboard, just because it's nice to say. A complete game, a 2-hit shutout for Tanner Bybee tonight against the White Sox, as he strikes out 10 in a 4-0 win for the Guardians, who still have a glimmer of hope for the postseason. And for one of those final wild card spots. Big thank you to everyone here at McDonald for making us feel at home and giving us a great spot to watch the game. Big thank you to the athletic staff as well. For executive producer Dave Ferris, our producer tonight, Matthew Craven, and my team here in the booth, Michael Rickard on numbers, Dave Clark, my partner. A final score tonight, McDonald 28, Western Reserve 20. Heard it all right here on Western Reserve Radio 2 and Sports Radio 1240.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
3903.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who help people that have been injured or wronged. If you've been involved in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or injured at work, you have rights, and you may be entitled to money for your suffering. Don't accept an offer you get from an insurance company until you talk to a lawyer, and we represent some of the best personal injury lawyers you can find. Tough lawyers that will fight to win your case, and they're so good they stake their reputation on it by only getting paid if you win. So if you've been in a serious car, truck, or motorcycle accident or hurt on the job, find out today for free what kind of compensation you may be entitled to. Call the legal helpline right now.
800-401-5163. 800-401-5163. 800-401-5163. That's 800-401-5163.
Welcome back to First Touch here on the Sports Byline Broadcast Network, powered by Sports Overnight America. I am your host, Tyler Lamina, along with Nico Beef Sauce. Nico, let's just keep pushing forward through the Week 4 preview for the English Premier League. Fulham home versus Leeds. Fulham minus 106, draw plus 250. Leeds plus 290, over 2.5 plus 101, under 2.5 minus 125. Where do you go with this, my man?
This is so tough to judge. I feel like Fulham is due for like a big